circumstances, baby. No, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold a bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said that proving God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances, baby, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances, baby, yeah, God is always there for me.
Good afternoon to all my listeners and viewers. Welcome to Rebel Radio. Yes, Wednesday today. And you know, as Bob Marley would say, there are so much things happening in the world now. Yes, so many things. Here at home, we are preoccupied with post-hurricane rehabilitation. You know that thousands of our fellow men, Jamaicans, women and men, are still having difficulties. Some are without roofs over their heads, and we are in a new hurricane season. We are going to start this evening's program by going over to St. Ann. My listeners and viewers will recall St. Ann was one of those parishes that was badly hit, especially in a place called K Valley. Yes, when you go to Alexandria and turn up, there that was damaged, that was flooded. And I have with me Mr. Hugh Brown, a businessman in K Valley. There he survived. Good evening, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, yes, sorry.
Right. Good evening, how you doing?
Well, I am...
A pleasure talking to you again, man.
Yes, sir, thank you very much. I was just saying that K Valley is one of those areas that was badly hit. And I know that the place was flooded. How is it going there today?
Well, it's not much right home about, you know.
Yes?
Because up to now, from the flooding, I don't know of a citizen in K Valley who got any relief from the Ministry of Labor or anybody. With the flooding.
Yes.
Right? We were told some time ago that we would be getting a QR code that would tell us about where to go to get the assistance and things like that. But I tell you the truth, we don't see anybody, we don't get that QR code, and I don't know anybody who got that QR code and was able to go to any hardware, anywhere, or ask for any assistance.
Wow.
Not in K Valley, right?
Wow. So
I think we are being treated as if nothing happened in K Valley.
No, man. My listeners and viewers, I should remind them that K Valley was flooded out. Yes. And
you know,
all the businesses in K Valley were affected. All the businesses. And homes, roads, lives were disrupted. And Mr. Johnson is now telling us that to date, 7 months after, the people have received nothing. So the people have to be fending for themselves, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, man. The only thing with the people in Key Valley got was the care packages that they got through that during that period. Right now, the roads are in a atrocious condition because you can't believe it. The roads, they didn't do any road repair, not even more they carried it through on the road. Not even that. It was somebody in the area that have a backhoe that at one spot he labeled it out and used his truck to drop some mal on it. Nobody else come back to look at it or even effect any repair, do anything to the roads in Key Valley. The road in Key Valley. And we're talking about seven months after the flood.
Yes,
right?
Of course.
Right, and it's very bad. It is very bad because we are now at the community level looking to get our CDC to meet so that we can call the MP to a meeting.
Yes.
We're going to call him in. I'm sorry, you might not be able to come to that meeting to hear what the people have to ask him or what to say to him.
Yes. So the MP has visited the area since the flood?
Well, he was here during the flood, when the flood just passed. But I cannot recall seeing him, much of him after that flurry of activity died down.
Oh.
Right?
Yes. So what happened? Tell us about the business in Key Valley itself. How?
Well, the business owners they have to put their own hands together and make them own recovery because there was no assistance forthcoming from the ministry with the flooding. Even no assistance. The farmers, I cannot recall a farmer who got some assistance. I got some assistance for some farmers. The JAS.
Yes.
Not through the ministry, not through RADA, but through JAS. And because I'm an active part of JAS, why we were able to get some things going for the people in that area, some relief.
Yes, sir.
So, it's like we are fending for ourselves.
Yes. I can imagine. And what the level of recovery, the businesses in the capital that were damaged there, how are they recovering so far?
They are recovering, they are coming back. I can see in instances now where I think people are saying they are up to about 50 to 75% of what they used to do before the flood. Right?
Okay.
And with that sort of loss, it's hard on everybody.
Yes, sir.
The farmers themselves. I cannot recall a farmer who said they got some assistance from RADA. I cannot see one because I meet with the farmers from time to time, and we don't see one of the farmers who get any assistance from RADA.
Yes.
Right? There is nothing coming from the government side, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, coming into Key Valley from that side. I see nothing come from that side. Right? What we do get in it may be, and only this private, what I call a private non-government support that came through other sources, that come through other sources. Right? The church groups, they did what they had to do at the time by giving the people some care packages. Now, where I'm concerned, I'm still wondering if we are part of the Jamaican thing with paying taxes in Key Valley so that we can, because we're not getting a road fix. Yes, they'll come through and pick up some garbage. Yes. But that's it. I still have damage on my house, which I'm going to start working on now next week. Because I was hoping that we would be able to get a little assistance from the government to put back things together.
Yes.
But we have not seen nothing like that. When I called my contact at the Ministry of Labor, she said she didn't see anything from me down there and the right down there. That means the government is treating this section of Ski Valley as if nothing happened.
Whoa. No,
Right.
No, sir. No, not at all.
And if I'm being treated like that, I think all the other businesses is being treated the same way. Because my next door neighbor, this the other day, she came to me and asked me, did you hear anything from the ministry? And I said, no. I can remember Sunday I was talking to one person in the area, and she said she was going down to the Ministry of Labor on Monday to lodge a report. Then I was told that they stopped taking information on what happened during the flood.
Yes.
I was told that was closed. Right?
Very bad.
So when you look at it, yeah man, when you look at it, from where we sit, we are no wondering if this is a political play. What? Because it is the area is not pro-government in a sense.
Okay. Oh.
Right?
Yes.
But I don't want to go down that route. I just want to say that we need to get the assistance, right? That people, that not even me, because I can't survive.
Yes.
But the persons who got lost a lot of things need to get the help that they can get back on their foot.
All right.
We need to see that happening in Cape Valley.
Yes.
I will not seeing it.
Yes. Mr. Johnson,
Right?
what happened to the market?
All right. The Cape Valley market is in a deplorable condition right now because it has gone down. It has suffered one of those things that people migrated from the Cape Valley market to other market long ago. So they're not putting no resources into Cape Valley market. They're not putting none. Right? The car park for the taxis is over the market. We had a town hall meeting sometime in January or February. And we were told that they were going to repair the car park that the taxis can go in. Today they have not gone back in there. They are all on the street all over creating all kind of havoc to the general public. What I'm telling you is a straight thing that is happening here. The taxis say they're not going in there because it's too right?
Yes.
So what is happening, man? What is happening? It is like as if they have abandoned us.
Yes.
This side of the world, we have been abandoned.
Yes, it's sown that way.
Right?
It's sown that way, man.
Right? And people keep coming to me. They keep coming to me to ask me what is happening. And I cannot give them any answer.
Yes. But hold a little here, Mr. Johnson. Hold a little, just a little.
All right.
Don't move, don't. Let us try and get what is happening to. Just hold a second. Yes, I'm trying to get find out what is happening to the people over there in. Yes. Back with you, Mr. Johnson. Yeah, back with you. Mr. Johnson?
Hello?
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah, man, I'm back.
I'm back with you, sir. Yes.
Yeah, man.
So, as you indicated, that it would appear as if the people of K Valley have been abandoned because nothing has happened. The roads are in deplorable condition. What about water, sir? How is water supply?
All right. Well, most of our water supply, we do rainwater harvesting. Most of us do rainwater harvesting.
Yes.
And with the drought condition now, because we're going to a dry spell now, so some of the residents need water.
Mm-hmm.
They who don't have their own catchment.
Right.
Right?
So how the council is assisting with that, chucking water to the area?
No, man. No, the councillors were supposed to come to a meeting last week with the farmers group.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them turn up because everybody seems to want us to work within their time and not when the time when we request that we're going to have our meeting.
Yes.
So none of them turn up to that meeting where that we could even pose some question to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a farmers meeting and they were supposed to come, the councillor, the councillors and some other people from the police.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody turned up.
Yes.
Because what we are trying to do at our level now is to organize our neighborhood watch.
Mm-hmm.
And because the neighborhood watch would take in like the police and the pre-deal larceny team.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can protect ourselves from the people who come to take what we have.
Right.
But nobody turned up for that meeting. They didn't turn up. They didn't turn up for that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So they are planning to come out to the meeting on the 21st of July when we'll be having our farmers meeting again.
Mm-hmm. So as we speak, as you pointed out, that water is also a problem. The residents,
right?
At this time, all the residents get water, like in this drought period.
They buy water, man. They have some guys who drive around and sell water, so everybody buy water from them.
Okay. And the farmers who need water for the planting, they have to buy too.
Well, the farmers, some of the farmers have to wait on the rainfall now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to wait on the rainfall because the rainfall agriculture, because they can't buy the water to go and water crops.
Yes.
Their crops.
Mm-hmm.
So those who have maybe a pond, or so some of them pump water from the pond to it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would like to see us do is to get to the level where we can have like a community pump for the farmers who have water but they don't have the money to buy the pump, and they can come and use the pump to wet their farms.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But these are things that we will have to sit down now with them and get going.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But the whole thing is a joke, man. The whole thing with the government is a joke.
Yes.
Because to me, they are busy trying to meet their fiscal thing and forget about that the people is suffering in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
People of K Valley and say.
One, I want to ask the government what they do with the money from the gas tax that they say they want to fix road.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that they do with the money from our NHT that is supposed to be fixing, providing housing for people, right? Because in my days when the NHT was formed or came out, the NHT was not supposed to be a tax. It was supposed to be you contribute to it, you get back it if you know use it, or you, after that time you apply for it. But what happened to it? We are busy now using it to pay down the debt. Not to provide housing for the needy persons within the area. Or to put into, if you don't want to use it to provide housing, then instead of paying down debt, we should use it to put into some productive area so that the country can grow a little better, a little faster.
Yes, sir.
But these are questions. That is not happening. These are questions that we need to be asking them, and sending some message to them to say we need this, or this is what we need to see. But we're not seeing anything, sir.
Yes,
no, we're not seeing in this area.
Well,
right?
Yes, sir. The people in Cave Valley calling out for help and assistance. Yes. And as Johnson pointed out, that nothing has happened. No aid, no assistance to the victims of the Hurricane Melissa. People have to be fending for themselves. Roads are bad. People don't have water. And everything is down in Cave Valley. Right. We want the Member of Parliament to know about these things. Well, I would imagine that he knows about what is happening in Cave Valley. Am I right, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, man, you know, because everybody have them little persons on the ground. Who knows what is happening?
Yes.
And as I said to you, we invited the councillors to a meeting the other day, two Tuesdays ago, to come to our farmers group meeting.
And they did not turn up.
And they didn't turn up. They claimed that, one of them claimed that he think it was 12 o'clock. Well, if he had came at 12 o'clock, the meeting was in progress, so I would have broke the meeting and take him.
Right.
One claimed that it was 4 o'clock. I don't know where they got the 4 o'clock thing from.
Yes. Okay.
But you know, because what I am trying to do too, from my level now, we're going to get back the community development thing for Cave Valley back on track. Get back the Cave Valley DAC back on track, so we can have our integration with the SDC again coming in to help us with our governance structure.
Okay, sir. All right. Well, Mr. Johnson, I want to thank you very much for your time this afternoon. And, you know, we have to keep in touch to keep what is happening in Cave Valley on the front burner, because there are people like all of us, and there are people who are in need of some assistance. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll talk again, man. Thank you for having me this weekend.
You take very good care, sir. Yes. That was Mr. Hugh Johnson there from Cave Valley, one of the areas that was badly hit by Hurricane Melissa. And you heard what the man says about what is happening in Cave Valley. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
everybody's sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Park Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, Hardware and Supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, Hardware and Supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
And we are going to pay tribute now to one of our icons, musical icons. You know, we have so many, but some of our icons are not being treated as they ought to. And Stranger Cole recently passed away. And this evening, Rebel Radio is going to pay some tribute. We have his son Squidly with us, and someone who has followed the musical history of Jamaica and who did some work for Squidly on behalf of Stranger School. I'm talking about well-known attorney at law, Earl Witter. Gentlemen, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you too, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Desmond. Good afternoon, Joe.
Yes. Now, I would like both of you, or put the question out there to tell my listeners and viewers about Stranger Cole. Squidly, I want to start with you. You tell us.
Well, my father is known to be one of Jamaica's first reggae singer on a reggae rhythm, which was Bangarang, and it was also the first song certain top musicians played on, like Carlton Barrett, Bob Marley drummer. His first recording was the song Bangarang. Yes, I can tell it is his brother on bass with songs. Yes, also my father made history in Jamaica, 1962 when Jamaica got independence. he had 2 number 1 songs on one record, the A side of the record and the B side, which was When I Call Your Name and Rough and Tough.
Yes.
And like he said in many of his interviews, he said after that it's green light, meaning he becomes a hit maker with other such songs as Tonight, Tonight with a singer called Patsy, Todd, and many more songs that we know. You know, one called Come Back with Byron Lee and the Dragonair. A lot of music, and then he told me he recorded for almost all the top producers those days, whether it be Miss Pottinger, whether it be Coxsone, of course, Duke Reed, of course, Federal, the Kongs,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Remember in a lot of that, I was a baby, but at least growing up, I was told the story over and over a lot of times. So, and there's a lot more, There's a lot more, especially when the scale changed over to Roxy, with top cats like Clint Smith becomes my father friend, someone that you could say my father recouping from a band with his band. I guess to Studio One, his band played a lot of Studio One top tracks,
Yes.
And also teaming up with Ken Booth when he was young. I mean, they used to be friends before they became singers. Daddy also was a dancer before he made up his mind to write a song. They used to have dance contests in Trenchtown at famous theater ambassador, I'm not sure the name. And Daddy said one of the time he came second, They were so good at it. But at least he switched, which was cool because, music is a way of letting somebody know your true self inside of your brain think, how you feel, everything, love and people, bro. Yeah, man, and it goes on,
Well, you see, that all what you are telling us, the pioneers, Stranger Crew was a pioneer of the Jamaican music, the reggae music. And
the scale, the rocksteady,
right,
all of it. Right. And he was also a member of the Gladian Stranger Call, and the Stranger Call and the Patsy Todd and the Stranger Call and Ken Booth. They are all evidential tracks and songs on YouTube. They're the wonders and the magic.
Yeah.
And then he has affiliation with Alton Ellis. Whoa, whoa, woo. And he have affiliation with Delroy Wilson. I wanna love you, baby, till I can. And he have affiliation with Slim Smith. Run Joe, oh the man back, are you Run Joe? So it shows that this man tried to sing songs with everybody, all his friends. It was even a harmony part. It was even a song together, sing along together. Our happiness paired up. Yeah, I can remember this part a lot.
Yes. Mr. Witter, what do you recall of Stranger Call? Are you telling
When I call me, my daddy, my father.
Yeah.
There's one.
Yes.
It's not me you want to talk to, it is Squiggly. But and it's good that you should have started with him, and I've been prepared to yield it to him. But I can myself attest to the fact that you call him a pioneer and an icon. I would add legend to that, because that is who Stranger Cole was. And he tells the story of how he came by that name, It was said that he had lots of brothers and sisters on mother and father's side, but it was said that he didn't resemble anyone in his family. And so they called him Stranger.
Yes.
When he became a recording artist and so on, he just took that name. But he was born Wilburn Cole.
Yes.
But he as a performer, he took the name of Stranger, the sobriquet, and that's how the world knows him. And by the world, I mean from Asia, Europe, Africa, North and South America, and the Caribbean.
Yes.
A true legend. I was about leaving high school when we were graduating from Mentor to ska, Jamaican popular music, and as I heard Squidly tell you, he was as much a pioneer in all three genres: ska, rock, reggae, and latterly reggae.
True.
So he was one of those who came to your attention very early because Stranger is one of the most humble guys I ever know. That's how you can judge his greatness, you know.
Yes.
Never want to puff the chest. A very humble guy, and he was almost shy. He was more a songwriter. He's has a large body of work as a songwriter, you know. As a matter of fact, he wrote not just for himself, but he not only composed most of his songs, if not all of them, but he wrote for others too. And he not only collaborated with Patsy, Todd, I think, was her surname. He sang duos with Patsy, with Hortense Ellis, with Derek Morgan, and Squidly mentioned Delroy Wilson, and others. As a matter of fact,
Gladstone Anderson.
Right. But most of his early work were in duos before he broke out as a solo artist.
Yes.
And he not only recorded for all the producers.
Right.
All of them. Mainly for Duke Reed in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But Coxon and Federal and Bonnie Lee.
Right. Scratch Perry.
Scratch Perry too.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of the producers. But, you know, I want to tell you this. I think, well, for me to this day, his greatest hit was Hey Baby, and that's Squidly can corroborate that. Hey Baby, he used to say that for him was the best recording that he ever put out as a solo artist. But you know, the sad thing is, you know, that in the 1960s, which is when he recorded before going abroad, he along with all the other artists, and they came from the West mainly, and all grew up in Trenchtown, Jonestown, Denhamtown. That is where the foundation music in the modern era came from. Now, in those days, there was no mixing in record production. There was a studio band, or you go in the studio with your own band, and you did a recording.
Yes.
One take. That was it. And the producer, they would pay you're lucky as an artist if you got as many as £10 for the song. It was a one-off deal. You got anywhere between £5 and £10. That's $10 and $20 a day.
I think back in the days, yeah, they didn't make money. You know, music wasn't about money for us. That
No.
Them days they didn't never think about money. It was about the love of the music, and in it.
The producers made the money. All the singers in those days. I listened to some of them, and they will tell you that when it comes down to pay, that was almost nil.
Yeah, but as Quidley was telling you, these early artists, these don't recall them today, or legends, all them, they were content by reason of the love of the music to make the recordings and then go to the dance halls and see people enjoy themselves, and they reveled in that popularity. But all the rights in the music and the composition and the lyrics, even distribution, all the rights in musical compositions, in the end, including copyright, fell to the producers.
Yes.
It's like Stranger Cole, who was a great songwriter. They never benefited from any of this. Just the one payment that she got for the session, and that was it. As a matter of fact, when Stranger left for England, I think in about the 70s, early 70s, he linked up with Max Romeo, and was very pleased to find out how popular he was. Those recordings, Bangarang, When I Call Your Name, it's two of those that come struck the mind immediately. By that time, the Windrush generation was well settled in England, you know.
Yes.
So the large Jamaican presence there, and they didn't go into much for English pop music. It is the Jamaican recordings that excited them, and a lot of young English people fell in love with the music too, and that helped to popularize it in the UK.
Yes.
And in parts of Europe.
I want you to hold it there for me, dear. Let me try and get back Squidly. Yes, just a second.
Okay.
Let me try and get him back. Yes, I lost Squidly there. I'm trying to get him back. Squidly, you are there?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, no power.
Yeah, hold a second there, hold. Let me try and get back.
Yeah, no.
I lost.
As well as me have too much time, because I have to run up and down, you know?
Yeah, yes. So, just hold on a second.
Yeah, I have to to the best car, my brother Marcus, and, you know, I have to head to him, and, you know, my things I have to hear, you know? And then I have my little self. I go through it still, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Give my strength.
Just hold a second there for me.
Each night, crying every night for you.
Yes, I'm trying. Yes, let us continue while I try to get back.
Right.
Yes. So, he's back with us. So, as you can see, Yes, sir. You are back with us. Yes. Squidly.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes, Squidly. So, when is funeral and?
Okay, the funeral is the 29th of July, and we're trying to do a tribute show on the 22nd at Ronnie Williams Center.
Yes, there will be a show on the 22nd.
Yes.
Okay, that will be a remembrance show?
A tribute.
Yes. Okay. So all artists are invited to be there.
Well, you know, they're trying to do something like that. That's crazy. What
they're trying to do?
You have to organize, you know, like if we're gonna get a certain artist, set of artists to represent. Yeah, that's my intention. Not every artist. That's crazy, promise you.
Yeah. Okay. And that will be the 20th of July.
22nd of July.
22nd of July.
Sure.
Yes, and the funeral will be on the 29th. Where will be the funeral?
I'll get that information, so it's not settled yet.
Yes. So far, what has been the responses so far to his death?
It is overwhelming and tremendous and amazing and way above my imagination.
Okay. Yes, sir. You receive any foreign condolences?
Just like I am saying, it's worldwide. Of course, all over the world. You know, it's so funny. Me have to go in my head and explain every city, it's hard. Okay. The world, England, everywhere, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, you name it. You know, Brazil, Mexico, Caribbean, America, Yemen, Canada. It's worldwide, man. Worldwide.
Yes.
He toured Japan several times with great success, but this is in later years, you know. I want to correct something if I made that that you said earlier. It is when I became an attorney that I really got to know him, because his partner Barbara worked for me.
Okay.
And his attorney was the great Barrington Earl Frankson.
Oh, Barrington.
Who has passed on.
Yes.
So when he came to the chambers, because there was a professional association between Barry and me, and that is how now I really got to know Stranger personally, and just by his demeanor, how he carried himself, you would think that a star. Whose fame had spread across the globe. He would wear it on his sleeve and up off the chest. Not Stranger Cole. Just a regular guy. I mean, when you in the 1960s, that was the era of love as a mantra. On the Jamaican music scene and generally, that is what it to take root, because this was soon after August 1962, when everyone felt it was a time of great excitement. The promise of independence. As regards that, I mean, I don't wish to go on about that, but there were. It is a period of not upheaval, but the social movements of the 60s had started to take root, and the message behind the movement is carried by music. And in that regard, Stranger Cole really played his his role, along with others, of course. But it deserves to be better known, you know, that it is Stranger who literally discovered the great Ken Booth.
Yes.
Because they lived in the same area of Trenchtown at the time, and Stranger was doing a lot of recording for Duke Reed mainly. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Stranger had a brother who was the major DJ for Duke Reed called Cuttings.
Cuttings, yeah.
So, because they live in the same area, Ken Booth would hear Stranger rehearsing, singing, and joined him. And Stranger discovered that this guy can sing too, and took him to Duke Reed.
Yes.
And that's just how they collaborated. And of course, we know what an enormous success.
Yes.
Ken Booth has been himself.
Ken has been a star.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And Ken Booth really acknowledged that.
Yes.
A performer and singer of his great talent, I suppose, would have emerged at some time or other, but it just happened to have been Stranger Cole who first spotted him and took him to Duke Reed, and the rest is history.
Yes, of course.
Well, that's stuff like that.
I tried to get him for this show, but as you know, Ken is sick and he was unable to participate in this tribute.
That's a great pity because he's in his declining years now, you know.
Yes, of course. It's a pity. It's a pity that.
Pity.
Yes, because we know that, as I said, Ken is a star, and really, yes, it's really sad. I saw him there. I saw him on a tribute recently, trying to and you know, boy, when I saw him, he's now in wheelchairs.
Yeah. Yeah. He has certainly declined of recent times.
Yes, of course.
But he's still with us.
Yes.
And long may that remain so. So I was telling you, it is when Barry Frankson died that I started to do work for Stranger.
Right.
Because of our association in the chambers and the comings and going and things. And so I just wanted to make that plain. And not so much that I worked for Squidley as I did for Stranger.
Yes, right. Okay. Well, gentlemen.
But Squidley and me, we've linked up since the passing of the great man, and more better none. Yeah.
Yes. Certainly we have really, as we said, that Stranger is a pioneer, and as Earl pointed out, that he was a legend of the music, our music. And
always will be.
We have to pay. We are grateful that both of you were able to join us this evening to pay a tribute to this man. And yes, we will. The funeral will be on the 29th of next month, and our show will be at the Ronnie Williams Center on the 22nd. We'll keep you, our listeners, abreast of these activities. Thanks very much, gentlemen, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Desmond.
Okay, all right. That was a tribute to Stranger Cole there, and you know, one of our musical icons that has passed along. All right, let us take a break. Now, this is Rebel Radio.
everybody's sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard Hills. I've had many tears and sorrows, questions for tomorrow. There's been time I didn't know right from wrong, but in every situation God gave me consolation, that my trials come to make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I've been to lots of places, seen so many faces. There were times I felt so all alone, but in my lonely hours, those special hours, Jesus let me know that I am His own. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words.
Welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and you know, we have to follow up what is happening to our brothers and sisters in Palestine, and what is happening to our brothers and sisters around the Caribbean also. Yes. Good afternoon. I have with me this evening, you have Gerald Pereira out of Guyana, Aleme and Libre, for us to talk about the issue facing the Palestinian people. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Desmond.
Okay.
Good
afternoon, brother. Good afternoon.
Okay. Libre, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, okay, yes. All right, let us start with you, Libre. What is the latest in happening to our brothers and sisters in Palestine?
Well, there's a few things. Since the beginning of the supposed ceasefire, which we already know is a slower genocide, there's been over 1,000 Gazans that have been massacred. There's increased bombings, increased military occupation. Currently, the Israelis are preparing to begin a new military campaign in Gaza, and they've already started attacking, for example, Jabalia here in the north. So that means there's military tanks, there's troops on the ground. Just a few weeks ago, Netanyahu announced that the military will be militarily occupying over 70% of the Gaza Strip, which leaves 30% or less of the Gaza Strip for the upwards of 2 million Gazans that are forcibly displaced. And a new something new that's been happening is that the Israeli occupation forces have built military cranes. So they're about 30 meters high. It means that the soldiers can see above, over the rubble and into Gaza, and they've been using these military cranes to shoot at people and massacre people. So it's their new way of killing people. They have these super tall military cranes that have machine guns on top, and so they just shoot whoever they want, injuring and killing people. There's been a lot of bombings that have been happening lately, very sporadic, but yeah, there's the genocide is nowhere near over, and as people continue to be distracted by FIFA, people should know a few things about FIFA. FIFA is using the money, the revenue that they're making from the World Cup to occupy Gaza. The FIFA has signed a contract with the Board of Peace to build 55 pitches here in the Gaza Strip, a football stadium, and so the revenue that they get from the World Cup is going to be used to occupy Gaza and build soccer or football pitches over the rubble and occupy Gazan land. So FIFA is very much complicit in the genocide, even though they pretend to be unbiased. They have already signed a deal with Trump to build in Gaza.
But so they are planning to build a stadium while we don't have any plans to rebuild the houses and all the facilities for the people.
Can you say that again?
No, I said you're telling us that FIFA is planning to build a stadium. While
yes,
we have not heard any plans to rebuild the houses and other facilities damaged by the war for the people.
Yes, that is correct. They plan to build a stadium and 55 pitches, and this is all a deal that they signed with Trump, and in coordination with the Israeli occupation forces. So they're already imagining the world that the Gaza that they want to build, not one that is that will benefit Gazans, but one that will financially benefit them.
Oh, that is it. In the meantime, as we speak, the people are without water, food, medicine. Nothing has improved since the last time we spoke as it relates to getting water and food and medical supplies to the people.
Yeah, I think it's still very difficult to bring things in. A few things are coming in, but it's very limited and not very accessible to most people, but limited supplies of food. In terms of medicine or reconstruction, nothing is coming in. So water, there's more of a need, right? It's summertime, people are living in tents. We have rat infestations. People need more hygiene, and they have less access to water. So we're still trying to combat that with whatever we have here, but it's nowhere near what is needed for the whole population.
Yes, boy, it is very, very terrible. Aleme, what can you tell us?
Similar to what Libra was saying, Desmond. I believe he covered most of it in terms of the situation and what is still ongoing in this fake ceasefire, because there is no ceasefire. There's also the fact that the Israeli government and IOF, they try to find every means, every way to prevent life or any form of life from continuing. So continuation of life in the Gaza Strip, that is their goal in the end. Because they even, a few days ago, yesterday or the day before, they were even pumping cement into tunnels, which eventually ended up surfacing up on the ground. So destroying any sort of, making it even more impossible for people to move around that. Imagine cement coming out of all the gutters where you live. So they try to find any way to suffocate life, in essence. So, they mentioned the ceasefire, and supposedly, which is also not true, by the way, they are still bombing, like Libra said. There's still tanks. The other day there was tanks pushing further into the Gaza Strip beyond the so-called yellow line, shooting at people with tanks as they go. And bombing. So besides that, they also find little ways, like Libra mentioned, a very slow genocide, where they think, because, like also Libra mentioned, people are too busy focused on other things, the Iran deal with President Trump, the situation in Lebanon, the FIFA World Cup. So, and they think people don't notice these small little, things that they do that make life practically impossible for the people in Gaza. So these things continue daily, and as we head more and more into the summer months, it's going to be even worse. The heat will become unbearable. They're running out of fuel to run desalination tanks, so water will become less, available. And so the genocide continues, and people are not paying attention.
Yes. And as you can see, the world press, the global press, well, we know that they were not paying attention, they were not focusing on what is happening to the people of Gaza, but we have observed that very little is being said in the global press about the atrocities committed against the people of Gaza. Very little, yes. And have you seen any attention from, what about the global institutions that supported the people of Gaza, like the doctors and all those assistants that were there? Are they still offering help to the people of Gaza?
Yes, the international institutions are offering the limited help that they're able to, because they're also working here and restricted to whatever the Israelis allow them to bring in. So there's limited supplies and limited capacity for a lot of these international organizations. I'm always more of a fan of supporting local institutions and investing funds into them, because unfortunately, because of the genocide and because of the blockade and the dependence on international organizations, the public infrastructure is a lot more weak than if we were to have a stronger local infrastructure that was financed. So we continue to face issues with people being denied entry, supplies not coming in, but the hope is that eventually we'll be able to rebuild the public infrastructure so that Gaza can continue to develop without having to depend on outside sources.
Yes. And I asked this question already, but I'm asking it again. What about schools? Oh, the children Are children going to school?
Can you repeat that? Are children what?
Are children going to school?
They're still going to the temporary learning spaces. So at most, they are getting four different courses a day for about a 3-hour to 4-hour time span, and whatnot. But there's very limited actual formal schools. Most of them, if there are any, are private, so that means it's not accessible to most people, and to some extent require internet access, which most of the Gaza Strip doesn't have. So a large majority of the children are not in school. They are working or helping their family try to get water or food, or any of the very limited supplies that does exist.
Oh my, that's a terrible thing happening to the young people there. Very terrible. Yes. Boy, Gerald, what are your thoughts on what is happening?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, brother, for having this program. And ever since the genocide started in Palestine, in Gaza, you have been highlighted the plight, the suffering of the Palestinian people. And I want to salute you for that, because we're not, the mainstream media in the Caribbean is silent. We're not getting anything from them.
Yes.
Now, I am very, very angry, my brother. I'm extremely angry, and at times, I must be honest, frustrated, because I tell you that, and you know me, I call a spade a spade. Had I been, I would say, 20-something years younger, I would have been in the front. And I make no apology for that, because I would have been in the front. Some way I would have found my way in a theater of an arena for action. That's my position, because what I'm seeing is this. We have in Guyana, for example, we have the Prime Minister, we have certain Caribbean leaders still talking about international law and rules, international rules-based order. And I can't really, I am questioning which planet are these idiots living on? Yes. There is no international law. Who's there to enforce it? Mm-hmm. Israel can do, the state of Israel and the United States, the two countries, these two rogue nations, could do what the hell they like and get away with it.
Yes.
I mean, Brother Libre just pointed to FIFA being complicit, and he's right. I can recall the summer when they had the Olympics of 1980. The United States got some of the course, a number of countries, and those who were the allies, to boycott the Olympics in Moscow.
Yes, of course.
Because of what they refer to as the Russian invasion of Afghanistan. Because you have to remember that the United States were supporting these bogus Islamic groups, these pseudo-Islamic jihadist groups in the Soviet Union, in Afghanistan. Countries should have called for boycott. For example, no game should have been held in the United States. We have normalized genocide.
Brother Gerald,
yeah.
I like to, you touch a point there which I like my younger listeners and viewers to know, that the Americans, that brother who the Obama president killed again. What is his name again?
That Obama.
What?
Who's that? Who are you referring to? Who is
Bin Laden.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of young people don't know that Bin Laden was America's darling. America supported Bin Laden with arms and money, and it's only when after they drove out the Russians Remember that the Russians had 15,000 soldiers over there in Afghanistan. And Bin Laden and his men drove out the Russians. And then, after Bin Laden decided that, well, we are not servants, that America turned around against him. But a lot of young people don't know that America is the country that supported Bin Laden. Bin Laden who worked for America. Yes, continue.
But, you know, brother, if you go back, you examine, you will see not just the United States has not only collaborated with these terrorist outfits. The United States worked with neo-Nazi groups and supported neo-Nazi agents who were advisors and were working as advisors to military dictatorships in South America. This is well documented. You had the case of Klaus Barbie, the Butcher of Leon. We know about this.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, getting back to Palestine, today, a child was killed, deliberately targeted by the Israelis. And this is what the Israelis, the genocidal state of Israel, is doing. Israel, first of all, this myth, this whole, the thing about Israel being invincible, well, that is a myth that has been smashed. The actions of resistance, and Iran has shown that. Yesterday, 5 Israeli soldiers were killed, and I think over the past 2 weeks, more than a dozen, but 20 were killed. But Israel is good at concealing the numbers of soldiers that are killed, that have already died. So what Israel is doing, Israel cannot, as one, freedom fighter said, I think it was the General Secretary of Hezbollah, he said, toe to toe, man to man, Israel cannot stand with them. So what Israel is doing is targeting journalists, like that woman who they killed. They threatened her, they bombed her car and she survived, and then they gunned her down. They're killing children, innocent people, medics, as Brother Lieber pointed out. They're targeting the medics, they're targeting journalists, they're targeting children because they're frustrated. They cannot defeat the axis of resistance. They cannot defeat Hamas and the other Palestinian groups like Popular Front and Democratic Front and the Popular Resistance Committees. They cannot beat Hezbollah on the front. So what they're doing, they're kind of indiscriminate bombing. They're even bombing Christian villages in Lebanon. This is what they're doing. And this is genocide. And the United States and the Western media don't talk about it. They're not highlighting this. And they've criminalized activists. Activists are being criminalized for anti-imperialist and anti-Zionist activities. You're seeing it in Britain. To hold a banner saying from the river to the sea, you can be prosecuted. But at the same time, Israel can do what the hell it likes and get away with it. And the United Nations, no country can rein in Israel. Trump sees the world. That's what the Dunroe Doctrine is about. Trump sees the world. The Dunroe Doctrine is not just about the Americas and the Caribbean in the U.S. backyard. It's now the entire world, and Trump feels he can intervene in any part of the world, even threaten the Prime Minister of Spain. So the Dunroe Doctrine sees the world as real estate. The U.S. can grab at any time, and you've seen it with what is happening in Albania, where Trump's daughter and his son-in-law went in, that they just saw this part, they discovered it and decided to take it, to get it from the puppet regime in the government in Albania. And you see what the Albanians are doing. Massive resistance. It's not going to happen. Right? Trump just he also threatened the people of Colombia about the way how they were going to vote. And the U.S. Embassy and the United States interfere with the outcome of the elections in Colombia. By putting in the right-wing pro-Trump candidate. And now Colombia is up in arms. The people are marching, the progressive forces are marching. So what we're seeing is this is a global resistance to naked fascism. Of course, we had the friendly fascism of Obama, but now you have the Obama and all who preceded him, Bush, and all of them, Biden and all of them. This is the naked fascism, as I pointed out. Liberal mask has been, it's been torn away. So what we're witnessing now is the naked fascism of Trump. You know, as Malcolm X said, one is like the fox and the other one is like the wolf. But the objective of both is to destroy you. Yeah. So, you know, what Trump is doing is just, as I pointed out, a continuation, is part of a trajectory that was there. America has always, fascism was always built into the U.S. system. George Jackson pointed that out in Blood in My Eye as in the early 70s. But of course, dogmatic communists, dogmatic Marxists did not agree with that because they had a Comintern, a very mechanical conception of what constitutes fascism. Well, you're seeing it in the United States. You're seeing it, and it is threatening the entire world. But we have people who are standing up to it. The Palestinian people are standing up to it. The resistance in Lebanon is standing up to it. And not to forget Iran, that is leading the fight, and the Houthis in Yemen.
Well, boy, we have to keep our eyes on what is happening to the Lebanese, to the people in Gaza. It is really, really outrageous. Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
And Brother Libre, what has happened to the housing situation? Remember the last time the Israelis were preventing tanks from entering. What is the situation now?
I'm sorry, what, the situation with what?
Housing. I remember the Israelis. Yes.
They're still letting in limited amounts of tents, but not enough for most of the people. Most of the tents are not getting to the general population, so most people are still living in tents without electricity, access to food, water. Now we have the rodents problem. So it's becoming, it's still a very big issue. And the thing that's happening now is the people that are living in homes are being attacked. So a lot of the bombings that have been happening lately have been on homes. So more people continue to be forcibly displaced in the north and in the middle area of the Gaza Strip.
Wow, that is unbecoming. Yes. And well, I know that most of the hospitals have been damaged, and so there are few hospitals operating. People are still having difficulties accessing medical care. Isn't that so?
Yes, that is correct.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh my, yes. What are your final words, Sister Aleme?
Okay, I'd like to thank specifically Brother Gerald for bringing us, all the updates, because it is really, when we talk about Gaza, it is important to also realize that when we say that a lot of what is happening in the world is centered or, has either consequences for Gaza or is because of Gaza, it's because a lot of what's happening in the world right now is because of what we have normalized in Palestine. So all of these situations that's happening around the world, in Colombia, like Libre also has mentioned on his updates on Instagram as well, the situation there and what they're, trying to manipulate the outcome of the election. Lebanon, all these different scenarios are all either a consequence of what we've allowed to happen in Gaza, what we have, remained silent on, and our leaders have, now believe that we are okay with this. And people have been, there have been people out in the streets and somehow feeling like they cannot really control what is happening. But it is important to stay loud. It is important to at least continue voicing what is happening so that people don't, forget about the real reason why all of this is happening. So we have to remain, just like your program, Desmond. I have to thank you as well for always, remembering and calling us in to have an update about it. The medical situation, is concerning. The hospitals try to function as best as they can. They do still receive patients with limited resources, but they, of course, still try to do whatever they can for their people. But so they function to the best of their ability. These tents, if I can paint a picture for your listeners, imagine having, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of displaced families living in tents in the summer. These tents are not equipped to sustain life in a comfortable fashion. There's no electricity. These rodents are literally just everywhere. There are videos, surfacing from journalists, and that's also very important for your listeners to do is go on Instagram or social media, whatever social media you prefer to use, and actually look up journalists from Gaza. They will give you the actual situation on the ground, because you're not going to get it from mainstream media. These rodents are all over the place because, of course, there are no resources for maintaining trash and waste management. So people are living in these conditions, in these tents, these displacement tents, without electricity, without access to water, without proper hygiene. And, once they eat or whatever they manage to eat, there's no place, when you're out in public, you can go and find a trash can and throw your trash in. Yes. In Gaza, everything is just... It's chaotic in the sense that there is no place to dispose of wastes. What we usually take for granted, the trash being collected every week in front of our house and taken away and out of sight, and we don't have to deal with it. This is not what is happening in Gaza. People have to handle, trash being on the streets around them, around their tents, around their families. And then this, of course, attracts rodents. And these rodents, these tents do not prevent rodents from entering, and causing hazard and harming, especially infants and elderly people. So it is important to speak up and to keep saying what is happening, because there needs to be some sort of change. This cannot continue the way it is.
All right.
So thank you again.
I want to thank all of three of you for taking time out to update us on what is happening to our brothers and sisters. Thanks, Aleme Ayode, Gerald Pereira, and Libre.
Yeah.
Have a good evening and thank you all.
And same to you, brother. Same to brother. Libre, to the sister. Stay strong.
Okay.
Thank you.
Peace, comrades.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was Gerald Pereira there. And Ayube, Aleme Ayube, and Libre, keeping us abreast of what is happening in Gaza. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, hardware and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we are going to turn our attention to some local health issues now. As you are aware that our health facilities, Jamaica's health facilities, are in poor condition. Access to public health in Jamaica has been very bad over the years, and it has gotten worse. Well, we are now feeling the brunt of the departure of the Cuban medical team. Shortages of health officers, doctors and nurses has become worse. And I have not seen, well, the Minister of Health says that they are looking, they are searching for replacement. I'm not aware that that has been successful to date. Just yesterday, or since week, the health workers at University of the Hospital protested the nurse. The situation all over. Shortage. I have with me prominent medical officer, Dr. Paul Wright, with me this evening for us to talk about what is happening in the health sector. Good afternoon, Dr. Wright. How are you?
Good afternoon, Desmond. Good to be with you always.
Yes. You have been in medical care in Jamaica for decades, and you know...
A long time. This is my 51st year.
Yes.
And we are going through what is really a crisis, Desmond. The medical staff is overworked. We don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough nurses. We don't have enough professionals. And what we had was a group of professionals from Cuba, consisting of nurses, doctors, and other healthcare professionals who came on a contract between government to government and embedded themselves into our health system. They had taught in the clinics, they did surgery, and everybody knows about the health, the ophthalmic system at the St. Joseph's Hospital. Sometime it was moved to the National Chest Hospital, where Jamaicans were able to have ophthalmic care, that is eye surgery and other eye care done by these Cubans for very little money or free. And the service was excellent and it was tremendous. And then suddenly we heard that the contract has been rescinded. The Cubans had to go home. There was a mild protest from people put in the streets, but they left. Some of them have decided to stay, but the most of them left. And so the gap, the void where they were now has been intensified. What is happening to us now, Desmond, and this is now a rated risk crisis, and we saw this week the nurses at the University Hospital going on protest that the medical interns are just doing too much. They are overstressed. They can't get any rest. They have to be working 24-hour shifts, 18-hour shifts without any break. And they are now beginning to plan a protest, because what is happening is that not only are the doctors and nurses stressed, but there is no hospital space. Let me try and explain that to you. If you are working in say, an emergency room or in a clinic, and here you have a patient coming in with a complaint, examine that patient, and this patient needs hospital care, needs a tertiary institution for specialized tests, and most importantly, admission and hospital care. Okay? The majority of Jamaicans do not afford private hospital care, that is to Andrews, Nuttall, Medical Associates, or any of the private hospitals that are about the place. They don't afford it. Therefore, you try to send them to the Kingston Public Hospital or to the University Hospital, where the fees are still there at the University Hospital, but not as great. And that system has been telling us, the doctors, from time to time, we just cannot take anymore. So what doctors are faced with, and other professionals, are patients in need of serious, urgent medical care. There is no room for them anywhere, no hospital bed for them. You try to do what you do, and as happened to us last week, the patient eventually dies, not being able to get into the operating theater. This patient had what we call in Jamaica a stroke, a bleed in his brain, and all he needed was surgical intervention. But to get into to his head with a neurosurgeon, you need a hospital bed. You need a hospital operating theater. That was just not available. And we lost a citizen that had been contributing and could continue to contribute. And that is a problem we find ourselves. And what makes it worse for me this week, Desmond, is that I now hear that we have signed a memorial of understanding to admit people coming from other countries who try to get to the United States, run afoul of the system there, and we are going to keep them here. No timeline. If they want to live here, they live here. Apparently, there is some financial obligation that they will come with funds from the United States or something. I don't know how they'll do it. But what are they going to do when these people get ill as well? They're going to be into a system that we have contracted a contract to bring them here. They get ill. We have nowhere to put them. And this is just not fair. And I think we need now to say to whoever it is in charge, and I'm going now looking at the ministry, we have to do something. I know that he is recruiting in Philippines, in Nigeria. He is recruiting all. He has begged the people, medical professionals, Jamaicans abroad, to come back home. But if you look at why these Jamaicans left to go away, was because the conditions here were not right, were not to their liking. Yes. The pay is terrible. It's just not enough to keep a doctor or a nurse here. And we are just in a serious state, and what we need is listening to the public, listening to the medical doctors who are on the ground, not people in medical doctors in position who have not seen a patient for 5 or 10 years and have no idea what is going on in the clinics and in the hospitals and in the emergency rooms. We need to listen to these people and come up with a plan.
Yes. That is what is required right now, Doc. It is, and we want the public to know that the situation is, we have reached a point, as you point out, we are in a crisis situation. In the medical
crisis, service. There's no doubt about that.
And if you go to any public health institutions around the country, any one of the public hospitals, St. Anne's Bay, Port Maria, Portland, wherever you want to go, you are facing the same situation. The service is under pressure. And you pointed out.
And the refrain is no beds.
Yes, that is overcrowded.
That's the refrain.
Yes, but that is the situation right now as we speak. The health services, the medical practitioners are under pressure, and the facilities themselves are overwhelmed. right? And you said.
And what is particularly frustrating? Is that you know that if you could get them into a hospital, if you could get them into a tertiary institution, you would have a chance. You would have a chance to stop them from dying or to make them worse, because you just don't have that facility available to you, and it is really terrible. And the other problem, is people that need surgery, that have a hospital bed. You get them into a hospital bed, but they need what we call some of the things that you need, like orthopedic surgery. You need to get the pins, the plates, the screws, and so on. The patient has to buy that. And if the patient cannot afford to buy the implement that you need for the operation, they stay there until I don't know. And that is also the big problem that we're having. We just don't have enough equipment available to people that don't afford tertiary medical care. And that is where we are. I think this facade that you can go to KPH and get free medical care is just not on. It's just not on. And if you go down there and you need orthopedic surgery, they tell you where to go and get the implements. And when you get them and come back there, like the screws and the plates, then they operate on you. It can't work.
Wow, that is the situation, Doc. Very, 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 very. And, well, boy, we are faced with a terrible situation in Jamaica. The people who we elect to provide for us to do these things, they can fly out and get medical care when they need it, right?
And that, you see, that is the big problem. I remember when some prominent people had what was diagnosed as a minor illness and they needed hospitalization, but not major. They were placed in the intensive care unit because that was where the available place was. And in intensive care unit, the fees to be in an intensive care unit at the university as well is up at $150,000 a day. And these people, it's not that they needed intensive care, that was what was available.
Yes.
And you couldn't send home the person. The person is a very prominent person in society, a vital person in society, so they're admitted to intensive care unit. And those are the sort of things that we find ourselves with. And nobody seems to understand that unless we build and get this thing out of the way. But you see, when the National Health Fund and the housing trust money is being used for other things, when money comes to Jamaica to build homes that were destroyed, we can't see about 1/10 is being spent. Then we say to ourselves, who are the people who have our priorities at hand? Who are the people who make these decisions? And there is money here.
Yes.
But to get the money to the people to build, we're just not seeing it done. And we need to find a way to sit down with the powers that be and let them understand what is happening on the ground. Because my own impression, Desmond, is that the people in charge don't seem to know what is happening on the ground. They don't seem to be in clinics. They don't seem to be in rural hospitals. They don't seem to be in emergency rooms on a daily basis or speaking to the people, the nurses and the doctors who work in those situations, and say to them, what is the problem? What are you saying? How can we help? That's all we need to get.
Yes. At UWI, Doc, you see the problems at UWI, and we have a management problem there too, because as you can, the recent Auditor General reports identified a lot of slackness at the university hospital at the management level. And we have that to date. I don't know if you have heard, you have not seen or I have not seen or heard what is being done to rectify the situation at the management level at University Hospital. Have you seen anything?
Well, the Auditor General has described the problem. The minister has said he's going to do something, but he has put people there that seem to be just waiting. I don't know what they're waiting on. that we're not seeing anything. We're hearing all the time the magic word whenever you speak to anybody in government is soon. And the thing just keeps getting worse. And what we find out is that the money that is there to help the people is now doing other things to help parties and friends in order to help them to be successful, while the public, the people who elect these people to help us, they are the ones suffering. And that is what we have to find out. God bless the Auditor General. God bless all those people that bring out these things to the public eye. But once you bring them out to the public eye, you're going to get we are investigating it. We're going to bring, and months, weeks, years pass by and nothing happens because the case is not going anywhere.
Yes. And this, as you pointed out, Dr. situation is very, very terrible. Very, very terrible. From your perspective, what are your recommendations?
Well, the only thing that we can recommend, what most doctors recommend, is that they have a general meeting with the people that work in the emergency room, in the public hospitals and the private hospitals, the people that work in the clinics every day, and the people that work in the rural hospital settings. Sit down with these people and their representatives and listen to them, because it is obvious that whoever is advising the minister and his team don't know what is happening on the ground. And there's a shortage of medical supplies, there's shortage of tablets, there's shortage of medicines. You can get medicines at a cut rate at what we call the drug serve. Maybe you go to the drug serve with your prescription, we don't have this, we don't have that. And that is what you keep getting. You know that this system has been set up to help poor people, but when the poor people go there is nothing there for them. No tablets are there. That tablet, we don't have it. This tablet, we don't have that tablet. The company would like to buy a plate and spoon for my father who needs operation. He has a fractured leg also. No, we don't have that. All the money to buy it is $150,000 just to get the plate and screws for the operation. Nobody, ordinary people don't have that. People on minimum wage. The people that work, the people who blood, sweat and tears make us who we are, we have to find a way to help those people. And unless we do that, it's going to get progressively worse. And we are now searching for people in Philippines, we're searching for people in Nigeria who is going to come here. Are they going to come here and work for the same salary that the Jamaicans here are working for? Or will they be getting a subsidized thing that is better than they are getting in their own land? Those are some things we have to talk about. We also are trying to get Jamaicans who live and work abroad to give up their life and think to come back home to Jamaica, where we know that the roads are in a terrible state. I lost a tire just by dropping into a pothole. Yes. How can you lose a whole tire in a fairly new vehicle just because you're dropping a pothole? And this road, the pothole I dropped into, was fixed after the hurricane, but it has gone again. But people who are fixing these things are doing it, collecting pay, and not doing a good job. We have an all-around problem that unless we sit together as a people and explain to the powers that be, and don't let them come on television and start to spin and bob and weave and all that. Let's explain to them we are in a crisis. Let us all put hands and wheel together and help, because we are in a serious trouble.
Yes, of course, Doc. Doc, I really, as usual, I want to thank you very much for your time and to really update the public on what is happening, because, boy, it is a very serious, as you use the word, crisis. Thank you very much, Doctor, right?
Okay, always a pleasure, David.
Yes,
all the best.
Always a pleasure to have you. Thanks very much. Yes, that was Dr. Paul right there, keeping us abreast of what is happening in the public sector. Yes, boy, I can tell you, it is really, really, really out of hand. Things are very, very serious in the public institutions, very, very serious. And John Public is not getting service, right? Not getting service at all. Well, coming up next, at 4, regular food security, and we are going to be talking to our Caribbean farmers at 4. Let us go for a break.
All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home, all alone, wondering what tomorrow may bring. He of little faith, dig deeper within. Healing the sick, he raised the dead, he walked on the sea. He worked miracles if you only believe. Only believe, only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Only believe, only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Lord, show me the way to do your will, and I will obey. I wanna be your servant. On my knees I pray. Lord, give me strength to carry on. Please lead the way, because I believe. Yes, I believe. Oh, I believe that all things are possible if you only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home, all alone, wondering what tomorrow may bring. He of little faith, dig deeper within. Healing the sick, he raised the dead, he walked on the sea. He worked miracles if you only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. If you only believe.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard
Yes, welcome. Good afternoon, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And you know, it's Wednesday. It's time for us to look at food security. And this is where we spend some time looking at agriculture in the Caribbean. What must be done to first of all, reduce the enormous food imports, and to ensure that we make agriculture viable and profitable for our farmers. And we maintain a position, improve the situation we are in, to improve food security, that we can feed ourselves. It is a precarious position to ever find yourself in a position where you can't feed. You have to rely on others to feed yourself. And that is something that is very terrible. Good afternoon, my colleagues, gentlemen and lady. I see Dr. Homer Thomas, Leslie Mins. I see Mr. Adams out of Guyana, Sister Maureen, Mr. Ineas out of Bahamas, Mr. Kilkenny out of Guyana, Jones Oliphant out of Jamaica. Good afternoon to you all. Yes, I want to start this evening discussion with last week Mr. Adams brought to our attention a problem faced by, first of all of us present here this evening are aware of the situation where the Bahamas food market, a 250 US million market, is open. And we at Rebel Radio, we are using this venue to try and get Caribbean farmers to participate to export food to Bahamas and earn some of that money. Don't allow the market to be taken over, to be supplied by just European and American farmers and Indian farmers. Bahamas is part of us, and the Caribbean farmers should take part in that. I must say something to my colleagues that I alerted the JAS in Jamaica, and I got a feedback. I don't see the president promised to join me if he can. He was on he's supposed to be at a meeting. But the president indicated to me that the market, whoever is molesting the broadcast. The president.
I left it on the table. I thought he said it wasn't writing properly. It was skipping.
Hold on, who is talking? Who is talking now? Who is talking? Yes, as I said, I alerted the JS president, and he told me that he spoke with his people at the JS, and they are telling me that they are getting, that is easier for them to import from Florida, the transportation situation. Mr. Inas, you can enlighten us about the possibility, and Dr. Thomas, if you know, whoever knows, what is the situation with transportation as it related in the Caribbean to Bahamas? How difficult that is? Hello, Mr. Inas. Are you hearing me? Are you driving? Are you driving, Mr. Inas? Because I'm not hearing you clearly. Dr. Thomas, you are hearing me?
I am hardly hearing you. I'm hardly hearing you. Coming in very choppy and low volume, very low volume.
Yeah, I don't know what is happening.
Mr. Richards, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
This man's from the Bahamas. You can hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
And your question was, how do we get things from the Caribbean to the Bahamas?
Yes. Tell us about that, the transportation, if there are transportation issues.
The transportation logistics is the Caribbean to the Jamaica, and from Jamaica to the Bahamas. There is a direct shipping link. The Portland cement has been going to the Bahamas for over 50 years. And Tropical has taken it up. We have products in the Bahamas from Jamaica, Trinidad, and Belize. They have the Santander sugar that comes to the field. So yes, that's the link. That's the link to the Bahamas.
Okay. Well, I have to alert the JS about that. Yeah. Dr. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
You are aware of any problems with getting things out of Jamaica to Bahamas?
I'm not hearing you well at all. There's something wrong with the transmission. Mm-hmm. There's something in the background that is preventing. There's somebody has an open mic. Somebody has an open mic that is attracting.
Yes, hold on. Let me try and. There's somebody on the program with an open mic. some noise in the background. Can you check and see who is doing that and get clear up the background? Go ahead now, Dr. Thomas.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you clearly.
Yes. What was the question you asked? I'm sorry.
Are you aware of any transportation problems between Jamaica and Bahamas, getting goods to Bahamas?
Look, there is a problem, because there's no dependable cargo route between the Bahamas and Jamaica, direct. So because the goods that are sent to the Bahamas from Jamaica may come now recently from the BWIA cargo section that travels twice a week from Kingston to Nassau. Well, that's it. But if you have large volume products, you would not be able to do that.
You heard what Mr.
Transport.
Yes, you heard what Mr. Mins said a while ago. Mr. Mins, you can repeat what you said.
Yes.
Repeat what you said a while ago.
I said that we have been receiving cement from Jamaica for over 50 years.
Yes.
In fact, as a child, I traveled on that cement boat.
Yes.
Also saying that Tropical would be the shipping line. Now, I don't know if Tropical is going to send it, but I'm not saying that Tropical is going to send it to Grand Bahama, because Grand Bahama is like one of the third or fourth largest shipping terminals in the Caribbean. But no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying shipping links from Jamaica through Tropical to the Bahamas. That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to we will have to find out. Well, let me ask somebody from Mr. Adams. You are from Guyana. Mr. Adams.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. You know what is the situation with transportation from Guyana to Bahamas? Do you know
I don't know. I don't know of any credible link between Guyana and the Bahamas. Maybe containers, smaller shipment of containers, yes, tropical and these other containerized shipment. But when we talking large scale shipment like bulk shipment and so forth, I don't think so. I don't know of any.
Okay. All right. Yes.
But that I believe that could be arranged, man. That could be arranged.
Yes, I think so too. We'll have to work on that. Go back to that issue that you raised last week as it relates to the problems why facing the farmers in Guyana as it relates to the rice farmers. And Dr. Thomas made some recommendations. I saw your response to it. What you are saying is that those suggestions have been tried in the past and not working. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct. 100%.
Okay.
You mean that they have not been tried? You may tried with the rice problem you're talking about, or
yes,
or they have been tried with other things?
No, the problem facing the rice farmers, that's what we're talking about.
That's specifically for the rice?
Yes.
Paddy bugs, yes, paddy bugs.
The paddy bugs, yes.
Let me give you an idea, Dr. Thomas. Paddy bugs cannot be controlled by pesticide. And that is where we're going wrong. I discovered this in 2013 after two scientists came out to the United States, and we were trying to help the rice industry to increase their production because farmers were still getting, as the Trinidadians say, they were producing paddy for feed, not for human consumption. So we tried to help the GIDB to increase their production, and it was beautiful. Massive. The solution at the time was balanced nutrition, because our soil are tired. Most of the nutrients are gone. So what we did, we replaced the nutrients. So what I was focusing, you see, the problem with Guyana, I did not get support from the other people. So I did it alone. The problem with Guyana is that we are so segregated. We don't understand when we see something new. We take a very long time to adapt. But the adoption was taking place. So it started in 2009, and my focus basically was production, increased paddy production. But then something happened in 2013. I went to a farmer to collect some money, because, you know, rice in Guyana is credit. And the place was Cane Grove. And I went to this farmer, and when I got to collect the money from the farmer said, I tell you something inside. I said, nobody would ever tell you. I said, what's that? He said, well, I use your composition of fertilizer. I don't have to spray for nothing. I said, not even paddy bugs? He said, not even paddy bugs. He said, last crop I noticed it, but I had some pesticide, and I sent the pesticide to the back, because I don't like keeping pesticide in my house during crop. So this crop, which was 2013 second crop, I did not use any pesticide. And I said, what happened? Beautiful production. When everybody else is killing themselves with paddy bugs, I had no problem. And that is what started me to start doing, to revive this whole concept of soil nutrients, and start doing my own investigation and trials and so forth, and discover that the man was absolutely correct. Once you develop the nutrients in the soil, meaning you're taking the soil back to what it was 100 years. Every time you apply your nutrients, you have to take the soil back. Once you do that, the entire ecosystem starts to work the way it was designed to work. And I must say, the ecosystem has every single thing in it to protect the farmer. Every single thing. It is when we apply pesticide we start creating a problem. That is when the problem comes. And that's why I said, if you want to take the rice to the next level, we got to change the way we cultivate rice. And it happened in 2009. I did a trial in the research station compound, which is GRDB. They saw the results, and they keep it hidden until today. And so we can't move forward. We can't move forward in agriculture or any sector if we decide to look at color of skin and who voting with this party and who voting with the party. We can't move forward. And that is why the rice industry in Guyana is right now declining rapidly, because we can't find a paddle for a ship. Yes, and if we don't fix that, if we don't fix the rice industry, we cannot fix no other part of agriculture in Guyana, because Guyana rice takes up about 230,000 acres. Large enough for you to change your concepts. Once you change your concept and get rice going, you could change any agriculture sector in Guyana or the Caribbean. Because for rice to develop in the way it should, you have to put systems in place. All your programs got to be tipped up at top of the game before you could do that. And that is why I keep telling the government, telling GR, let's have a conversation. There's certain things I know that your scientists don't know. But until now, I'm still waiting for the conversation.
But let me ask you a question. Your solution you found there, have you tried to get the farmers, other farmers in Guyana to take on that solution?
Listen to me. I have tried the trial. There is no better place to do the trial than in the heart of the research station. And the condition there was not nice. 200 acres of paddy bogs, and I was doing a trial of 5 acres. And the 5 acre with no pesticide could give me only a 2% damage. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. This trial was done in Suriname, same results, no problem. Right? Now, one of the problems, you see, this is one of the problems that third world small agriculture countries don't understand, is that to get the correct combination of fertilizer, you don't get it in containers, you don't get it in bags. the ports that you have to go to get this fertilizer from, they don't take a ship less than 3,000 tons. So you do the math.
So let me ask you then, what is your...
Hello?
Mr. Adams? Mr. Adams?
Yeah.
How do you see from your position, what is the best way to get the Guyanese farmers to adopt this solution? From your perspective, what is the best way?
Listen to me again. The Guyanese farmers has already adopted the situation. If I send you a couple number, you call any Guyanese farmer, they will adopt the situation. They'll adopt that. But the problem is not the farmer. The problem is the government. That's the problem.
Yeah, but if the farmers are adopting the solution, it means that...
Hello?
It means...
Hello?
Hello, sir.
I want to say a few words. Is Ian here?
Mm-hmm. Yes, go ahead.
Yesterday, I presented before the ministerial task force. Mr. Dr. Thomas knew about this, and Mr. Mims was in the conversation with the ministerial task force. And I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. Mims all day today. I can't reach him. All right. What I want to say, gentlemen, is that I spoke to the CARICOM Secretariat this morning as a result of our meeting yesterday. And some of the points that you are raising, I have raised with the task force, particularly about the rice situation in Guyana and Suriname, the plight of the small farmer, and a number of issues. See, I just don't talk. I try to make action. And so I am meeting, the task force has agreed to meet and discuss the points which I raised in my document. Now I don't know how much Dr. Thomas has described to you about my document. All right, but I tried to make it as comprehensive as possible, and I told the ministers that every Wednesday this body meets, and somebody from the Bahamas Center is involved in the conversation. So I didn't want them having the idea that I was talking out of my head, that I know what I'm talking about. And I said to them that the small farmer in the Caribbean is being essentially neglected. It's being neglected because of the big agribusinesses in the sectors got all the attention, and small farmers are left out. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that we in the Bahamas don't just talk, we work, and we try to get results. Thank you.
And thanks for that, Godfrey. I read the document, and they were very enlightening, and the document is instructive also, and I know that the ministers will take it seriously. So I am not surprised that they will put a little bit more effort in dealing with the matters that you raise with them.
And another point, the Minister of Agriculture in Jamaica, I must take my hat off to him. Mm-hmm. He's very supportive of our opening our market, and he's looking forward to meeting me at the CWA to put something in writing. And I told him about the role Dr. Thomas and his team played in the Bahamas, and the role Jamaica has played previously in the Bahamas. And so, and CARICOM today are 100% behind this initiative.
Okay.
So we are creating action in the region and not talk.
Right. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because that initiative there should assist in getting some urgent attention to the farming community in Guyana in order to address that poppy bug situation over there, because as you heard last week from Mr. Adams, that is something that is hampering the growth of the agriculture, the rice farm.
I did my own research, and I know Mr. Adams is in the quarantine. I am familiar with some of the issues in the quarantine, but I've been to the quarantine river, and having access to Suriname. I've been to that far, so I know when I speak, gentlemen.
Yes. Mr. Kilkenny. Yes. You are from Guyana. You represent the farmers in Guyana. What are your observations? What are your issues?
No. I have my team and we will be returning to Guyana sometime between now and the end of July, based on my discussions this morning with the CARICOM Secretary, Mr. Sean Ball. We will be returning to Guyana, and I'm going to make a deliberate effort to see Mr. Adams in the quarantine. So don't worry, I'll be up there, and I'll bring certain issues to Mr. Mustafa's attention.
All right. You heard that, Mr. Adams?
Yes, I heard it loud and clear.
All right.
Yes, gentlemen. Travis Kilkenny here. Just wanted to more or less add my 2 cents in, from the perspective of the small man, so to speak. Mr. Adams has articulated with a fair degree of accuracy what I would say passes for the norm, but it's not what you would necessarily see in the mainstream. All right? I cannot, and I don't really want to go into too much of suppositions, but as much as to say what you see isn't always what you get. There are a whole multitude of programs that are out there being sponsored by our own Ministry of Agriculture with the intent of addressing the needs of the small farmers. But I tell you, sometimes I feel as if from the perspective of our government managers, it's really just an attempt to check a box, So from the policy side, we have certain things in place, but it escapes no one here presently that what passes for the principal revenue generator is oil and gas, and oil revenues, and the focus very much is in that sector. Agriculture being, a traditional sector to a large degree, and again, only my opinion, but to a large degree has been neglected. All right. I mean, doesn't matter what sector you look at. Rice, yes. Well, we can't even speak of sugar. I mean, that's been on the decline for decades. All right, but you would think that with the kind of revenues that are coming in, that some kind of a plan would have been enacted to reformulate sugar, for example. But what generally passes is more of a let's prop the industry up rather than repair the issues at its core. All right, Mr. Adams would have been one of those a few years back, between 2015 2020, when there was a pilot program on to convert portions of sugar lands, of the sugar estates, for rice cultivation, because the understanding is we it's common sense, we can generate more from the rice cultivation than from the sugar, from the foreign exchange side. And that pilot program, Mr. Adams, you could correct me if I'm wrong, it actually had, some marked success. But sad to say, politics is at the core of why that pilot was never expanded. So it we see, because after 2020, having such marked success, you would think that Gaisuko as an industry would move towards, this kind of implementation, but it has not happened. Like I said, it's only my opinion. I'm from the outside looking in. Whilst you have, and government can be commended on certain initiatives like those taken to package and market small-scale farmers and the goods that they offer, right? There are certain initiatives in relation to bettering access, farm to market access, right? But largely, where the assistance is needed, we're not really getting it. All right. And like I said, it's not as if. Yes, please go ahead.
So you're saying that in Guyana, agriculture is being neglected?
That is my opinion. Indeed, there should be much more being done to alleviate some of these main stresses that are felt by small and medium farmers.
Yeah.
All right. And even if I'm to lift my gaze a little, all right, and I look in the fishing industry, even you would have had outcries since the advent of the exploration exercise in our waters, and fisheries have actually shuttered, some of the main ones have actually shuttered operations, all right? And all of this is happening whilst the Ministry of Agriculture has been promoting, for want of a better phrasing, these fish farms or fish nets. The correct terminology escapes me right now, but essentially you're farming in the open water, and you're actually feeding the aquaculture, whether it's fish or the like. It is the farmer's responsibility to feed. Like I said, it looks good on paper. These are initiatives, if you ring up the dailies, you'll see them in the archives. But it's the movement on the ground. And in some areas where you can find movement, again, sadly, it seems to be influenced by party politics. Sad to say.
Okay.
So yeah, the kind of extensive assistance, it's not there.
Okay.
It's not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sister Maureen, what anything new from the as it relates to the opening of the market? Sister Maureen. Sister Maureen?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Anything new as to what, sorry?
As it relates to the opening of the Bahamas food market, have you...
Okay, yes, I did follow up with Caribbean Broilers.
Yes.
And I need to get some more specific information. What they said to me is that they had been in touch with the government before and they were supposed to be doing anything, and that just fell through from the government side. So I need to find out specifically who they're supposed to get in touch with, who are they supposed to speak to, and to get the email and the telephone number so that they could follow up.
Well, Mr. Ineas was here, but he left us. He's the one you should talk to him. That I think he would be the most appropriate person to give you that information.
Yeah, because he's one of the more influential voices in the poultry industry in the Bahamas.
Yeah. So what I'll do, just pass on your information, his information to you. You can. He was here earlier on, but he has left us, and so I will pass on that information. Yes.
When I get that, then I'll also check with JB.
Yes.
Because I haven't spoken to them yet.
Yeah. The other thing that these two new members who are Mr. Adams and Mr. Kilenki, that I should inform you both, because you are new members, that this group came about one of the initial programs. Objective of this group is to form the Caribbean Farmers Association. And this association that we are in the process of forming is to look after the interests of the small farmers, the interests of the big farmers in the Caribbean. Of course, we are inviting them to join us, but we know that their interests are more protected than the small farmers. Right around the Caribbean, the interests of the small farmers is what need attention. So far, we have gone through a document. We are in the process of setting up our constitution, and we have looked at a document. We are working a document now, and where we are now, and we are at the point where we are about to draft our constitution and submit it to the body for the group to look at it and decide if they are in agreement, what they don't want, they can indicate, and then we shall print our constitution. Am I right, Sister Maureen?
Yes, okay. I see, yeah, okay, we need to do that then.
Yes.
All right.
So,
Dr. Thomas.
Yes.
I need your help. Don't think you're gonna get away. Help.
Okay, well, I'm available. I'm available to to concentrate some effort on what is left to be done.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Well, gentlemen, hold on. Shiraz is here. Hello, Shiraz. Shiraz?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
Good evening, sorry. Good evening.
Yes. What is happening in Trinidad?
Everyone.
Yes, what is happening?
Well, I've been listening a lot since last week and to this week, and amazed at some of the activities going around in the Caribbean, while a couple of us who should have been continuing in our production a couple of years ago have not increased. In fact, we have deteriorated. We in Trinidad continue to face the brunt of any government that come into power, right? Because our agriculture continue decline, to get to our Guyana brothers there. At one point in time, we were almost producing 40% of the rice consumed locally. Right now, there is no rice production in Trinidad that is producing rice for our local consumption. Only the hill rice that is grown basically in the Moruga area, the red rice, but that is as for a specific market. The few rice that we got the seeds from Guyana recently, and we produce it, NFM takes it and put it into the dog food production. Hence the reason why they ask, you laugh, it is a good quality rice, because we do get some from the farmer and so on to make our sweet rice and different kind of thing, and it's damn good. But NFM has a policy that they take it and they put it in the dog food because it's cheaper, and they sell the imported rice to the people that they could put up a markup on it. Right? So it's a scenario where our policy, because we got about, I think it's about 4 or 5 tons of seeds from Guyana through Olmark Agro, and he distributed it to the farmers. We have people planting it, but when NFM takes it, they takes it and put it into the dog food production, reducing the cost for the dogs, but taking the imported rice and selling it, and selling the rice bran from Guyana, from that rice, to the farmers. So it's a kind of Mickey Mouse thing going on here, and I make no bones to say that we have continued to decline our agriculture production because of larceny and enabling environment, which is the biggest thing is about land tenure. I have been waiting almost 40 years for my land tenure, and I am not being able to enjoy any of the meager incentive program going on because I don't have a farmer's land security. Probably because I'm a mouth too, locally. But that doesn't give it the right to other people not getting their documents, because that is your mouth, Shiraz. Well, I don't think the other 700 farmers have mouth like me that's suffering also. But I know, as my mom used to say, I don't take water in my mouth to complain about anything. It could be whichever government in power. Because if you all could remember the incident in 2011 on the Easter Monday where they bulldozed so much of crops. Should I stay quiet when that is being done, or any time that they're doing anything to farmers in this country? So I will continue speaking out, but our agriculture is in decline, serious decline. I want to make a point though. The Guyana talk about the sugarcane industry, right? Now we shut down our sugarcane industry because of lack of proper management, lack of genetical fortitude to stand up and fix a system that is being producing, but we exporting everything that we produce, and we shut it down because of some other interest. And today, where sugar is king, we do not have anything. All our equipment is rotten and down, similar to the refinery we have. When oil is at its highest right now, we don't have a refinery. But 7 years now shut down. So I'm wondering if other Caribbean neighbors are looking at what's taking place in Trinidad and trying not to make the same mistake that we make in terms of securing as food and nutrition security and taking our production to a different level. We must remember though that it had one point in time we were exporting hatching eggs and chicks from Trinidad in the 80s, late 80s, which today everything is being imported into the country with the chicken. We had breeders' farm, all of that closed down. So I am wondering is how could we as the Caribbean farmers work hard to sort of get back onto the table and really push to put agriculture not only as a lip service, but something very productive. If we don't make agriculture sexy, then we are failing. We are failing to attract young people, because I don't know if other countries, like in Trinidad, almost 90% of the farmers in our country is over the age of 70. You understand? Our farmers are aging. I myself, who is 65, but still sound like a young boy and look like a young boy, but I'm 65. And majority of the farmers are my age and upwards. We're not being able to attract younger people into production. And when the young people come into production and see the problems, they're not continuing. So it's a problem in Trinidad to create new environment and not give people their documents and so on. But you see, the big people, the large producers who enjoy tax breaks and so on, they are excelling, but not into vegetable production, but into animal production. And they get large chunk of land that overnight they get the documents for the leases and so on. So we have a serious situation within the Caribbean, and if people who have the resources to do good in agriculture are not taking the opportunity to do so, we all will sink. You know?
Yeah. Well, you have touched on some problems.
Just one second. We need to have a little more discussion about making this Caribbean, Caribbean Farmers Association or CAFAN or whatever we want to do. We need to spend some time and consolidate this organization to really be the bedrock of agriculture within the region.
Yes, of course. And then we are working on that. But you touch on a point there that is a Caribbean issue. The Caribbean agriculture has been declining, right? And the government so far we have not seen any indication from the governments to bring back the system. Sugarcane production gone out, where it is going down in Guyana, gone out of Trinidad, gone out of Jamaica, and we are importing sugar now. The region is importing sugar.
I think Barbados and all has been reduced a lot.
Yes, right. And as you said, the young people are not coming into farming, right? So it is incumbent on us to do something to make the sector more attractive. Right? So
sexy. We are making sexy.
Yes, okay. So that young people can take up agriculture as a means, as a living. Right? And one of the things that we are looking at with this program is how to make agriculture more productive, attractive, so that young people can look at it as a livelihood, a means of livelihood, right? The thing that Mr. Killen pointed to it. Let me ask him. Fish production at one time Guyana was big on that. Is that going down in Guyana too, or how is that in Guyana these days? Production of fish, fishing. Mr. Adams, are you there?
Fish production is also down. Let me tell you what is happening, man. You see, we have been focusing so much on pesticide. We used to get a lot of things, what you call bush fish.
Yeah.
All right. That used to supplement the fish that is coming from the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
Now, you used to find that farmers and individuals used to get up 4 o'clock in the morning and on their old bicycle or old motorcycle or on foot and go to the back dam with a casket and catch fish. that don't happen anymore. Because the pesticide that we use that run off from the rice field go into the canals and kill everything, alligator, snake, fish, everything. So what we have now is an ecosystem that is struggling, very struggling bad, very, very bad. And that's because the government doesn't want the policies in place to ensure that we take care of the ecosystem while we're doing agriculture. You see, my friend from Trinidad and said that you have to work hard in agriculture. No, you have to work smart. When Trinidad was doing good with oil, as Guyana is doing now, and we are heading to the same thing like Trinidad, trust me, we are not doing very well in agriculture. I got a friend who was from Trinidad but now living in Florida, named Dr. Fullerton. He's a soil scientist. He said, Mr. Adams, let me tell you, when Trinidad was doing good with oil and they were doing good with agriculture, because of the subsidies that the government was giving, the farmers were reluctant to go to the farm and change their technique. So what they were doing is that they were pumping a lot of urea in the system and just throw up. Now it comes to a stage right now where the soil has been depleted of certain nutrients, 13 is supposed to be, and so urea is a waste of time. And that is why I'm telling my government, who wants to build a $300 million urea plant, I said that's the waste of time. What you need to do is to set up a facility where you could produce the highest quality of nutrients available in the world and rebuild the capacity of the soil. And that is where you could transform agriculture. Every country in the Caribbean are suffering from the same problem because we have depleted the nutrients in the soil and believe that urea is our savior. And that is not the case. And that is what I'm trying to get into the politician. Everything can't be politics, some got to be science and reality.
Unfortunately, Trinidad and the Caribbean is not on that.
Yes. Well, we have to do something to address those issues because we must preserve and we must do something to improve our food security in the Caribbean. We don't want to reach a stage where we have to import everything that we eat. That is going to be a problem, right?
It could happen. It could happen. I have the vision. The possibility is endless. Guyana and Suriname, the largest producer of rice, and Guyana and Suriname could do a lot of stuff. Man, Guyana and Suriname has so much land. They could do a lot of stuff, right? But all they need is somebody to guide the ship. They need a good captain, and that's what they don't have. They're not having a good captain.
Yes, that is not a good sign at all. It's not a good sign. Well, the other thing that we have to find out, we have to work on, we have to do whatever we can. I mean, this group has to do whatever it can to sensitize our farmers to the Bahamian market. We must do everything within our possibility to ensure that the farmers in the Caribbean get some benefit out of that market. We cannot allow all that $250 million to go to the farmers in the United States and in Europe and elsewhere.
I agree with you.
Yes, we must do something about it, right? And therefore, your problem that rice farmers is facing over there in Guyana, Mr. Adams, we have to work on that. Yes, we have to. Over in Trinidad, there, Shiraz. Have you made any effort? Have you to make any contact with your colleagues or how they and let them know about the market? Hello, Shiraz.
Yeah, I didn't get your question clearly because I lost it in between there.
I was asking that that the Bahamas market, have you made any effort to contact your colleagues to make them be aware of the market?
I spoke to some people, but what I think the same problem that probably Jamaica and all of us have here is that we don't have a direct sailing out of Trinidad into Bahamas. Yes. I know we use the Caribbean Airlines. Sometimes they ship some small things over, because we normally would use the boat that come in, the ship that come in here basically is Grenada and St. Vincent. Those two ships, just come in here loaded and leave loaded. Yeah. But otherwise, to that, we were checking out something with the shipping. And I think we normally would only use either BV, sorry, not the Caribbean Airlines, to send small things. But I don't think we're doing anything major. Because as I said before, right, a lot of the farmers, we're producing, but we are faced with a lot of problems, labor, media larceny, and them kind of thing, and people are not the Ministry of Agriculture, that is not paying a serious attention to that. You know, right now we only running down people who protested and want to make people criminals for protesting and all of that. So we're not paying attention towards Peter larceny and larceny. You know, and I made that very clear on Friday last at Labor Day. You know, because I made it, and I'm sure you've seen the videos and the reports coming out of Trinidad of what is happening. So we pay more attention to those things and put schools for that rather than in agriculture, and trying to get enough people to patrol and give farmers firearm license and all of that. So we have been waiting almost 30-40 years for our FUL, and we keep deteriorating, because remember last year, as I reported to you all before, was over 100 sheep and about 25 goats I lost. And I'm reluctant to expand, because the problem is that larceny is continue without any, like, nobody business. You know, they say that is not priority. Priority is when you kill a man, or you're protesting, or you're fighting for your land and your rights. You know, that is the priority. You know? You know, farmers losing production is not a priority. Farmers losing a cow that is in production or pregnant and all of that is not priority. Priority is the fellas and them who killing one another, and children in school fighting more than before, and protesting and all of that, and people blocking road for water, better roads. That is priority, not agriculture.
Well, we have to, as I said, we have to do whatever we can in order to make agriculture.
I continue doing my representation as long as God can put some blood and strength in me. I will continue until that happens. But otherwise, is that I can't seem to understand why it is that feeding people is not important as importation. Because I don't know if you have that problem over there, but our importers are probably some of the largest financiers of political parties, ensuring that they can do their business, you know? And these are the issues. The issues here is not our trade relationship and our friends and who's saying chicken curry and who's saying curry chicken or Jamaica cricket or whatever. The problem here is our system of electoral government that is financed by people who declining in agriculture. And because of the decline in agriculture, we have not won a gold medal since when? Since Kishan Walcott.
Shiraz,
you know?
Shiraz, hold on. Let me remind you something. I have said this on this program already. One of the problems that we face in the Caribbean, a lot of people don't recognize it. Do you understand? Do you know that the problems are similar around the Caribbean? The problems you are facing with Trinidad are similar problems in Barbados, in Guyana, in Jamaica, and in Suriname, you know, right? Remember that we have the similar system of government. Government is financed by people who have money in Jamaica, in Guyana, in Barbados, in Trinidad, around the islands. That is how it is, right? One of the issue with agriculture, as I said before, the problems that we are talking about is the Caribbean problem, and we have to do whatever we can to address the issue. This group. Well, we have exhausted the time for today, and let me say that we have to continue to do what we can. As I said, we are at the point now where we are drafting our constitution for the official launch of Caribbean Farmers Association. So
one of the things I want to share with you, Desmond, is that probably we left the plantation, but the plantation mentality has not come out of our systems.
Yes,
I would agree with you.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because we cannot allow people who say they are the most powerful people and they are small numbers continue to dig out our eye and call it rain falling or or whatever they want to put acid in our eyes. We are a free people. Yeah. We all are, and we have to wake up and understand our fight is not only among ourselves. Our fight is a bigger fight of class. It's a class problem we have in the country, in the Caribbean. Yes. And look where our cricketers reached when we were top of the world. Somebody had a hand in making it come down to where it is here. The only thing I see that really excelling is our Jamaican sportsmen and women, right? While we are catching our A, B, and C to win a gold medal in the Olympics, even a silver medal, right? So we need to come back home and look at things in a different way and move from there and unite.
Okay.
You know?
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you all for having me. Yes. Take care, brothers and sisters.
Until next
Bye.
week.
Maureen, don't worry, my mouth still good.
Take very good care of yourself.
What did you say? All right, take care.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Yes.
Okay, bye. Good afternoon.
Yes. That was Caribbean farmers there. We are on food security. And this is where we spend on Wednesdays looking at agriculture in the Caribbean. This is Rebel Radio. Let us take a break.
Everybody sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, Hardware and Supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware. This is a message, Lord. I've got to say to you, I'm so tired of living a humble and country life. When you were attracted to the bright city lights, you had a lot of money to spend on pretty girls and lovely things, just living it up as if you were a king. You had a whole lot of friends that you treated a vintage boy. But when the money went out, they didn't stick around this time. There was a famine on the land, and you didn't really have a dime. So you had to go out to stay and feed with swine. But I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. So I will rise and go to my Lord. There was a time when you realized that you went wrong, when you found out how material things have gone. You've been living like a rolling stone, no more will you roam. For there's a welcome for the prodigal son back home. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. When the son had chose to take that journey home, he didn't know his father would have compassion on his soul. He hugged and kissed his son so bold, and dressed him in fancy clothes. He put ring on his fingers and shoes on his feet to stroll. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord.
Imagine a world where information is power, where news meets insight. This is Eyes on the World, your personal lens. We are watching with you. Stay informed, stay curious, get the world's stories reported to you. Eyes on the World, your perspective.
Yes, well, welcome to your program, Eyes on the World. Yes, and this week we are looking at what is happening around the world, but we are going to focus this evening on the Caribbean. You know that the United States has been asking countries around the world to take some of their citizens who they don't want in their country. Yes. They have been asking us to take some of those citizens. Well, they say that these people are not convicted. They are people who they don't want in their country. One thing I can recall that the Americans, the president, has indicated that he doesn't want rapists and pedophiles and murderers in his country, right? These people they are now asking us to take, they say these people are not convicted. In Jamaica, we know they will sign an agreement there, the government to take some of these people. I know that in Antigua and some other Caribbean countries, I think St. Kitts too, yes. I have with me this evening to talk about this Mr. Ira McMahon out of St. Kitts. And Christian, we have a radio announcer here from us, with us this evening. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Good evening to all.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yes, yes. Ira, let me start with you. In St. Kitts, what is happening? What is the official position on this request? Has the government signed any agreement to take any of these citizens?
Yes, they have. Actually, this started a couple months back with an announcement of a memorandum of understanding. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then, in recent times, more recent times, actually it's about a month ago now, there was the announcement that 3 persons had arrived.
Yes.
You call them citizens. Well, the official term was deportees.
Yes.
Right. Not sure they're citizens of the U.S. or if they were. It seems as if they were being stripped of their citizenship or whatever status they had there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right when you call them deportees because they are being forcefully removed out of America.
Right. Yes. Okay. There was buzz about it. There was some pictures of them. There were 3, I think, 1 from Belize and 2 from Jamaica.
Okay.
The question was, well, why in the first place the Caribbean? Because actually, when the memorandum of understanding came up, it caused a stir in that it was said that there would be Caribbean nationals except Haitians, CARICOM nationals except Haitians. And that caused quite a bit of a stir here, because there was, why exclude Haitians? The official, well, I wouldn't say official, but an official from the government since indicated that we had made a lot of progress in our crime fighting efforts, and we did not want people from gang-riddled country. Like I said, it was an official who worked with the government, but to say it was an official position in terms of the Prime Minister coming out or there being a communique or anything like that, there wasn't. But there was a lot of speculation. And the question asked, especially with when the group arrived, was, well, why wouldn't they send, for instance, the Jamaican deportees back to Jamaica, those from Belize back to Belize, their Kittitians, bring them to St. Kitts. Why wasn't that method used? Who determined who to send who where? Okay, or was it on a decision on the part of the deportees themselves not to go back to their home countries?
Yes.
And we don't know those details.
Okay, yes. Well, Christian, do you have that, you know if Bahamas has signed that memorandum of understanding or too? Hello, Christian.
Hey, Desmond, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
When we talk about the memorandum, what comes to mind, I do remember a few years ago at the Summit of the Americas in Los Angeles, California. I think that was in about 2022. There was a document that erupted there from, of course, that multilateral conference that had a lot to do with talking about taking back refugees, political refugees, asylum seekers, and that sort of thing. And at the time, Prime Minister Davis, who, of course, participated at the Summit of the Americas, made the case, to the Americans. Then you had President Joe Biden, and of course the last administration, that the Bahamas was not in a position to absorb in any case asylum seekers, persons who they were wishing to send to our country. We, of course, as a matter of international law, will accept our citizens, of course, but in terms of anybody else, the Prime Minister at that time made a statement that we did not have the resources to absorb at that time, anybody else. And there has been, of course, in terms of Mr. Trump's agenda in coming to, the presidency for the second time, this position that he and his cabinet, I believe, have espoused, where they want to get anybody out of the United States of America who they believe should not be there. It's troubling to quite a few people the tenor of this policy. Some people have accused Mr. Trump and his administration, in some cases, especially as it relates to persons from Mexico and further down in South America, as being a racist policy. As a matter of fact, you have Americans in the United States who are vastly, I think, in disagreement with the policy. As it relates to, of course, who they let into the United States of America or who they do not, we ultimately recognize that is the Americans' decision. My only consideration in terms of how they carry out this policy decision is certainly a way in which it must be humane and it must give dignity to persons who come from the Caribbean. There's this belief or this concept by some countries, especially those of more means, that anything from the global south ought to be looked at with some sort of suspicion. And really, when it comes to our leaders in CARICOM and whether or not they have been as forceful as they ought to, in as much as possible, trying to resist these efforts. There are a lot of people, I think, that are disappointed in some of our leaders who have not been, I think, as forceful as possible in having the United States see it from our point of view.
Yes, yes.
But in terms of the memorandum that we're discussing, which memorandum would that be?
Well, no, I am talking about the memorandum that Jamaica signed, and you heard from Ira that said St. Kitts has signed.
And I think
Antigua has signed, Antigua has signed it also. That memorandum of understanding to take in these people from America, and as I said, these are people who America don't want to be in their country. So I was just asking if you know if the Bahamian government has signed that one, but you are not aware.
I'm not aware. To my understanding, the only thing it seems vaguely familiar to me is that document that was signed at the Summit of the Americas a few years ago.
Okay, all right.
But the Bahamas did not participate in signing that document.
Yes, right. John, I have Jensen Lavende.
I think though.
I have Jensen Lavende. I have Jensen Lavende.
This supersedes that.
Hold on, no, I'm that. Somebody have some interruption in the back. No, hold on there. Hold on. I am not hearing. Some interruption is taking place in. I hear something back. Hi, Ron, are you hearing me?
I am hearing you.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm also hearing the interruption.
Okay. Jensen Lavelle. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you have welcome to the program?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Christian, you have some. Christian. Hello, Christian. You have something playing in the background.
No, that isn't me. I can hear it, but I don't think that's me.
I don't know if it's me. There's somebody doing a recording for news. We hear in the background here.
It's disturbing the. No.
Hold on one second.
Yes. You have to clear up that. Yes. So Ira, as you were saying, is that only to the best of your knowledge, only 3 persons.
Right. Only 3 persons have come. But I think the current memorandum of understanding supersedes whatever happened a couple of years ago. This seems to be an entirely new negotiation with different Caribbean governments. Yeah. And the thing about this one is that it seems to be tied to things like visa restrictions, those kinds of things. So there seems to be a bit of twisting involved here. As a matter of fact, I think in the case of Antigua, there is some resistance to the memorandum of understanding, right? And I don't think it has been altogether decided on, right? And it's very clear that there are some misgivings about who exactly is coming, right? Certainly in the case of St. Kitts, we did not have advance notice. We don't know the arrangements for them being here. We don't know where they're going to live. We don't know who will be, where they will be accommodated, how they will be while they're here on the island, who's paying for whatever.
Yes.
There is the suggestion that the United States is paying for that. But again, I don't think we're privy to many details on this arrangement.
Right.
Okay? Certainly, if they're CARICOM citizens, then you would expect that they would enjoy all the privileges that CARICOM citizens have for stay here, the 6 months and all the usual privileges.
Yes.
Okay? But beyond that, we know nothing. And since they've arrived, there's been no other announcements, nothing.
Right. Jensen, are you there now?
Then again, the numbers are small.
Yeah. Jensen, are you there now?
Yeah, I am. You hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly. Do you know if the Trinidad and Tobago has agreed to accept citizens or people out of America who America don't want in their country? Do you know if they have agreed to accept any?
That has not been made public as yet. In that we haven't had any statements from our government with regards to a decision on that as yet. But given the relationship that our Prime Minister now has with the U.S., I wouldn't think it too far-fetched to say that would be happening. Basically on how they have been dealing with in the past since they became government in April last year, they've been very champion, very supporting and supportive of the U.S. So I don't think it may be a problem for the government, but as I said, they haven't said anything on that issue as yet.
Okay, yes. Well, yes.
Then comments. I think the last comment, if memory serves me correctly, was that it's something that they need to consider.
I saw a report.
But one would ask though, why is there this? Shall we say they essentially having negotiations and signing stuff with individual OECS and CARICOM member states, and one would have thought that they would have gotten together and decided on some sort of regional policy on this, as opposed to being what essentially picked off one by one. You wonder why the CARICOM nationals, after all, everybody's saying they are the third countries, deportees are CARICOM national. Why can't it be dealt with on a regional basis as opposed to individual countries? One wonders why.
Yeah. Well, in Jamaica, based on what the minister has said, that we are not certain that these people who are going to be coming to Jamaica are CARICOM nationals at all. That is what has not been, that is not clear to us, right? You in St. Kitts so far, the three persons are CARICOM nationals. Well,
yes, I think the memorandum of understanding specified CARICOM
national.
CARICOM national,
well,
excluding it.
The CARICOM, the memorandum of understanding signed by Jamaica does not say that, right? No, and I am not sure. I'm not sure what has been signed in Antigua. I don't know. I know that the Prime Minister has indicated that Antigua can only take 10, and they will not include, they must not include people convicted of any offenses. I know that.
Right.
Yes. So we watch to see what will happen. Based on the situation now exists, I don't see any of the Caribbean countries refusing to take these nationals. I don't see. We have to see what is going to happen down the road.
I wonder though, don't CARICOM the people in CARICOM countries have I wouldn't go as far as to say a right, but isn't it something that they should be privy to? And why this secrecy? I don't know if you all have things like freedom of information legislation and so on, and how far do they go? Is this a matter of national security? Why can't we get more information on this?
I share your view too. I don't see the need for any secrecy in this matter. The government should come to us clearly, come to the public clearly, and say what everything about the program. There's nothing to be hide. There's nothing to be hidden about this program. But obviously they are hiding something there from us and not telling us the truth. Yes.
When you say there, we're talking about I guess these respective CARICOM governments.
Yes, CARICOM governments that I'm talking about. Right? We are not getting the full facts, from about the program. They are keeping something away from us. Anyway, we'll have to watch and see how far it goes and what will happen. I want to thank you for your time this evening, and I think that is something that we should all keep our eyes and ears as close as possible to. I thank you very much for joining Rebel Radio this evening. Thanks. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay, that we spent some time. That was we looked at the program now in place where the American government is asking countries, including CARICOM countries, to take some of their people who they don't want in their country. Yes. We had journalist Jensen Lavende out of Trinidad, Christian Jones out of Bahamas there, and Ira McMahon out of St. Kitts. That's the end of the Eyes on the World. Coming up next, it's time for sports and entertainment.
Imagine a world where information is power, where news meets insight. This is Eyes on the World, your personal lens. We are watching with you. Stay informed, stay curious, get the world's stories reported to you. Eyes on the World, your perspective.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Shores, I will never welcome again to the midweek bulletin, World of Sports and Entertainment on Rebel Radio Jamaica. Well, interesting scores at this time in the group with Morocco, Haiti, Brazil, and Scotland. At this time, Haiti, of all teams, lead Morocco by 1-0. First half action. And of course, Brazil, yes, is leading Scotland also by 1-0. So Haiti haven't given up despite, the results against Scotland and all that. So yeah, it's interesting to see what's really happening now. All right, and back up to yesterday, Portugal took care of things against Uzbekistan, who played spiritedly, and of course they came out losers by 5-0. A brace there from CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo, right? So it's all lined up now, and it's a lot of unpredictable results that you can look out for are coming, and teams are fighting to get themselves positioned in the round of 38. You know that you can win one match, but it depends on your goal average, and come and get the best third place. It depends on your goal average with the 3 points. That is what it's all going to boil down to, because the top two will go through from the group. So it's interesting to see how no teams are not going to say that, hey, trouble lose too much already. You can win your last match and still in the running, but based on how you play your two previous games, you don't lose heavily. But a goal average can talk for you, and you can make that final cut when the top two, that is 24, and the final 8 makes the 32. We will see how that goes. All right, so as the match progresses on, we'll give you updates on what's the score with Morocco versus Haiti, who's trailing by 1-0, and Brazil versus Scotland. All right. Scotland and Brazil, it's still 1-0 right there. Okay, yes. A little on the entertainment. It was the opening of the Just Friends at the Footprints Cafe last night. Yes, it was the opening, and a lot turnout, and it was good. The turnout is okay, and this will go straight right back until November. It's going to be every Tuesday at Footprints 5 Belmont Road. And it's part of the thing that we are here at World of Sports and Entertainment would be a part of, and of course Rebel Radio to carry some action, even though last night we didn't do anything, but we'll be covering some aspects of it to let you know what's happening at Footprints. You have things there every day, and we will get into that when we'll have other events that will be there during the week. Okay, what else? Yes, the World Cup is going on. The ICC Women's World Cup, I don't know the latest with the West Indies, but I get to understand that if they beat England, they'll be going to the semi-finals. Yes, and the ladies are finding form at the right time. They have beaten Sri Lanka, Pakistan, I believe, and they have beaten New Zealand. So England is the next match they'll play, and if they win that, they will go to the semi-finals in the 50 over women's T20. Yeah, women's World Cup. All right. Okay, so that's the shorts for now. About other events, yeah, the Diamond League continues this weekend, and of course Jamaicans will be there again. leading up, after the national trial, that a lot of athletes have not opted not to, because it's not a major championship here, but you're going to have the CSE Games, the World Under 20 for the youth, and of course the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, and many have punched their tickets and looking forward to that event come the summer in our July, next month I believe, yes. So we're looking forward to that. We keep in touch with you with the score. All right. We're gonna just, of course, get into some music. I want to just reach out right now. I know that you are there and you're doing your thing. That's, of course, Conception Espinosa Coney. I hope that you have finished work on that thing you're doing, and we're also going to make sure have it being played right here on the World of Sports and Entertainment on Rebel. That's, of course, Conception Espinosa Coney. All right, I want to go back into some long time music. I can tell you, John Hole, Dennis Brown, the Heptones, the late Ernest Smith, Dennis Brown, and Pluto Shervington. I'm going to just get into these right now. Okay, starting of course with the Heptones, a Book of Rules. This one, of course, one of the best from Ernest Smith, the PR gunman.
I and I man forward on a different scene. I and I man Cali weed. I and I man queen. Everything was Irish. Getting in the groove. I just come down to movement when someone said, don't move. Well, it must be a the Aragon man. I'm not fine out yet. I and I so frightened. All the dark name I forget. It must be a the Aragon man. I never stopped to sleep. For he was a boy to I man last night. He couldn't follow, he couldn't follow, he couldn't follow me. Next day the doctor asked me, what happened to you last night? Just when you're ready to work you sure you get stage fright. It was a dread from across the gully. Just passing through. Decide they run a little through, it wouldn't trouble you. Well, it must adopt the Aragon man. I might not find out yet. And I so frightened, all the data name I forget. Well, it must adopt the Aragon man. I never stopped to sleep, for he was a boy to Iron last night. He couldn't follow, he couldn't follow, he couldn't follow me.
Yeah, man, Pluto Shervington Panda 1 year, you want to laugh till you drop.
Sunday girl has jumped on a minibus. I really need, but it's not my fault. I when we hear it preach by the terminus, I feel the bus come to a halt. Really around goes down by the roundabout, but just as if that could not suffice, I better run to the bus and start to shout. You should have been met with by a pound of rice. From good liver, good fillet, manish water, really good eating the herring to your daughter. Go we go to lunch to the bite in your bar. It make it darker, it make it darker, walk and talk. When the news spreads fast like a telegram, nobody knows where the good comes from. We raise a pot and a pan from an iron man who sits down there all around. Two tools and the pot a boil. I hit a yam and banana dip. Meanwhile, liquor waters a boil. Let me go down, let me slip. From good liver, good fillet, marish water, really good teeth, make the herring to your daughter. How we go to lunch with the bite in your bar. It make it darker, it make it darker, walk and talk. Well, I come to Belgium and make a slide. I take a walk, go out the street. But while I'm waiting down the road, on my ride, I feel a drive and I start to feel very weak. Before too long, you don't have to ask. I run the belly like a judgment day. Everybody in the road that takes me laugh is them I know that crime will never pay. From good liver, good fillet, manish water, really good eat, make the herring to the water. Go we go to lunch with the bite in your bar. It make it harder, it make it harder, walk and talk.
Greetings, greetings, wherever you are in the world. Let the love grow with us. Love is a plus. I'm DJ Foxy Brown. Big up to DJ Kingsley JJ, Rebel Radio Jamaica. Love and respect to the world. One love to the nation. DJ Foxy Brown. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air.
That one, of course. Good one there, good one there. And I'll get back to something else with Dennis Brown. Stay at home.
She's always on the run. Your mama is wondering where you are. But you ain't seen yet nights when you're under the sun. They keep on running and you won't get one. Stay at home. Sister, stay at home. see that nights when you're under the sun. And they keep on running and they won't get you have to try to redeem the ones that try to you try to wake the moon from the moon.
Yeah, just a few minutes before we wrap up and to get out of here, but we want to go on to something else. Yes. All right. Let us see what we have here. Okay. Yeah, man, I just want to know, say, the juggling I can continue the same way, and we just do the thing and make sure, you know, say, yeah, we have all of that line up and thing, you understand? You're all right. Okay. Let us, you know, do a thing and all that.
Jamaica, Connie from Manila, Philippines, and I love to listen DJ Kingsley JJ on Rebel Radio Jamaica.
Alright. Don't know the one that thanks Conception Espinoza. Yes, I'm right here, all right. Yeah, and it's not all the time, because today not at work, you know, they are working so hard to put back things in place. Now we are work, but we just have to just wait on them until things are get back to normal, then communication can start again, Espinoza. So that's one of the things that we are waiting on. All right, we are looking forward working on a few things. Yeah, Just Friends Tuesdays. That was last night, and yeah, it was great. And this goes right back until November. And of course, it's coincide with yours truly's birthday on Tuesday, October 20. That is going to be very special. One of them call that big show exclusive. Exclusive, yes, exclusive. It's going to be on that same day, Tuesday, October 20. You're going to hear and see much more about that. All right, so as I say, we don't have much time, but I was giving you some tips on things and what is to come and what we are going to do. All right, and we're going to continue this on Friday, but you don't know. Yeah. And of course, they have, you know, Queen Victoria, her Independent Gala event, 4th edition. That is where next month, July 24th, and of course, well, myself, Iowa, everybody's looking to go back down to Galchester there to do that one for Independent Girl Michelle down at the Victoria Town. Right there. All right, Donovan Parchment. Yeah, you don't know. Miss Stephanie Lindsay, and I want to just reach out to you on everything that you're doing at Footprints. And, you know, we're looking forward to this weekend for this domino meeting to get to putting things together for the National Singles Championship. Also, I want to a little about the domino. It's going to be the presentation of the Portmore League that will be taking place at Garvey Mead this Sunday to, you know, Caribbean Classic, the champions who have beaten, what them call them, One Blood, surprise there. And yeah, expect them to be there for the main thing, to collect prize and things. That's put on by the Jamaica Domino Federation, Mr. Gerald Stevens. So we're looking forward to that on Sunday. Yes, at Garvey Mead. I think it's at Garvey Mead. Yes, we're looking forward to it. Yes. All right. I was looking for something else, you know, but time is not going to allow us to go into that. But I'm going to give this one, of course, to Russ Lionheart, the man who based down in Trinidad, where I have something I say, you know, music to give. So listen to this one from Russ Lionheart. That is going to take us out.
Wow, you make your son, she hungry. Hold on tight and she not let go. And she want me make your son, she love me. May never know she will not hug me so. Wow, you make your son, she hug me. Hold on tight and she not let go. When she vex with me, well she block me and unblock me and then text me. But the love in a way, extraordinary, never ordinary. The Almighty guide we. Everything that we need is already inside of us, and that's a must. And in the Almighty high, we put we trust. Him come first because she want give me kiss and she hug me. Me never know she would have love me so. Want give me kiss and she hug me. Hold on tight and she not let go. And she want give me kiss and she love me. Me never know she would have hug me so. Want give me kiss and she hug me. Hold on tight and she not let go. Unprocessed emotion stored in our nervous system. Don't be the victim. So I change my frequency on a positive level. On the devil and quality I admire. At this stage I desire. We never force it, we never fake it, and I align with the truth and the truth make it. And somebody get to you and say them fed up on this life, so them won't fit take it. And the Empress them a roll and a stroll and a give thanks and praise to the Almighty. Upon the big tree and a walk upon the sun, upon the bed, upon the plane, upon a train. Anywhere she them me and her apart. Not even mention when me jump in a the car. Because she want give me kiss and she hug me. Me never know she would have love me so. Wow, you make kiss and she hug me. Hold on tight and she not let go. She want you make kiss and she love me. Me never know she would have hug me so. Wow, you make kiss and she hug me. Hold on tight and she not let go.
Yeah, man, another song to say, yeah, this and more I can tell you. You just continue and the juggling when you continue on Friday, you know, a lot more. There are more for me to play now, but for those who are waiting and say, hey, we want to hear if we're going to play this song, let's come back here on Friday again. You can get us on YouTube, Rebel Radio Jamaica 1, yes, for live, Rebel Radio Jamaica 1 on YouTube to join me live this Friday 4 to 5:30 p.m. and yeah, you'll get more of the new jugglings. That's what we deal with, and of course we dip back into some old school some of the time, and we're looking forward, and of course cover songs and all of that. So yeah, man, we look forward to that. Yeah, we just want to just tell you to just take care. Know that when you look on the road, you know, nobody know about, you know. It's just everybody inside or somewhere watching the World Cup. See, Brazil is playing today, and we're just waiting to see the result between Haiti and Morocco. That surprising result that Haiti is leading 1-0. Yeah, man. So we're just going up to and make Ras Lionheart from Trinidad just do this continent that one, you know.
everybody's sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with your super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.